Good morning, good afternoon, however this may be finding you. My name is Shay Jane from Waste It Limited. This is Mind in Your Business podcast. Today we are joined by a good friend of mine, Lewis Busby, aka Luxos Lou.
How you doing?
Yeah, all good, mate. A bit nervous on today's one. I don't know why. It made me nervous, mate. I don't know what it is, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to jump straight in with it and ask you about how you've gone from 0 to 100 with your company, Luxos.
Yeah, sure. So just to give you like a little bit of a brief, Luxos, we started I started in the business when did we do business? 7 years ago, probably.
God, mate, we started
a long time ago. And I've always been into like the reselling space, always. Even like back in the day with you.
Yeah.
I've just always been that way. So long story short, about 3 years ago, I get lost track of time. 3 years ago, me and Harry, my business partner, we decided to come together and start a business. And at the start, it was just an idea. It was nothing crazy. It was in my garden where we've started businesses before.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And it was just an idea of like building this platform, building a marketplace dedicated to luxury. And the idea stemmed from StockX at the time. And fast forward to like now, we've gone through so many different things, which we'll go over. We are the UK #1 for pre-loved luxury on TikTok Shop. So we sell predominantly women's handbags, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, Chanel. We've been different places around the world selling handbags, meeting different connections, suppliers, etc. And yeah, we've grown massively within like the last, I'd say 15, 16 months on TikTok. We went from 0 all the way to 100 in the space of a really short time.
100%. The progress that I've seen you gone from where, like I say, because I've technically been speaking to you throughout every day of the journey that you've gone on. And honestly, it's impressive. Do you know what I mean? I've got to say, like, proud, like, to see that growth and the amount of work you put in.
Yeah.
I think it's only like deserved as well, because I know that you're doing the hour, like every hour you possibly can do. Like, it's definitely been a few late nights, early mornings, you would say, weren't you?
Yeah, I think the entrepreneur journey, like I see, I think it was, I can't remember, I think it was Steve at Bartlett or there was someone, and he does a podcast, and he said like the entrepreneur journey is meant to be like this big, like amazing thing, like that everyone like looks up to. But really, the people who work in a normal 9 to 5 job are the ones who are living it up, because I can't remember the last day I worked normal hours.
Do you know what's funny about that? You said you've read something on LinkedIn, and I don't know if you remember it, about saying exactly that, where it was as well. We're saying like how the people who work their sort of dream job in that 9 to 5 hour, that can go to work and sort of be happy in what they're sort of doing, how they can step away and turn off still from it.
Yeah.
But when doing like your own business, I don't think there's a moment that you're not thinking about it.
I know, I don't think there's a moment where you're not thinking about anything. Like it's like you're constantly trying to. If it's not about the business, about something else that revolves in the business, it is intense. But I wouldn't change it.
No,
I really wouldn't change it for the world.
I think you've sussed it at this point in the sense of what it needs to like grow this business, and you're sort of tunnel vision on that, and you're going for it at a very, very quick rate.
I think there's loads of challenges. We come across problems every day. That is what obviously entrepreneurship is. You just get thrown a problem at you, you end up solving it some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
Whether you like it the way you solve it or not, it doesn't matter. It gets solved. But yeah, I think the main like thing for growth for us was just like pure like full throttle all the time. Like within the live space at the moment, like on TikTok, back when we started, there wasn't many people doing it. We kind of got in at a really good time. So we was in at a good time, was lucky with that. But we also pushed harder than anyone else did.
Was you one of the first selling luxury bags on TikTok, would you say, or did someone get there in there just before you?
I think so. But when we first started, obviously Lux Collective were the biggest in the space.
Right.
But there was a few others, not many, but we managed to get in pretty early at a good time. It wasn't to say that we'd never gone live before. Like me and you, opened you up to Tilt
that
was
it, yeah.
And we actually went on to do contract work there as well at Tilt. But yeah, we'd only been in the space for like probably a month, maybe. Like we were so new to it, and we got put on TikTok, and then we just grew from there. Every single day we was going live. We hired Elle, one of our first streamers, and she's still with us today. One of the people who's been at the company for the longest. And we just said, like, doesn't matter if we make any money, just go live every day for as long as you can. And at the end of the day, if you make a sale, brilliant, you make your money and you get your wage. Obviously you should get a wage anyway, but that was the goal at the start, was to sell enough just to pay for us
Cool.
to be
Tick it
live.
over and grow at the same rate.
Exactly. And we
Ki-
was live on Tilt sometimes. We actually got like a contract with Tilt at the start, which helped. And then we was live on TikTok as well, and we just kept like doing different things, trying new things, going live, getting new products all the time, and eventually built an audience around the luxury category, and that's where we are today. We still have people from the start that are still with us today.
See, the interesting thing I'll touch on what you spoke about earlier is how, again, we sort of did the stream together on Tilt, didn't we? Because it's very early, because
Yeah.
live sort of selling, definitely in the luxury market, hasn't been going on for long, has it?
I think it has, but we've not known about it for that long because, like, if you go to places like China,
Oh,
Japan,
yeah,
they're
different.
well ahead of time.
Oh, yeah, I think China's doing it like a rapid, like,
Yeah, like I think
mental
they
what they're doing.
sell like in JD, for example, like they're live. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you
honestly,
go
it's
in the
crazy,
mall
isn't
and they're
it?
live. So I think live shopping's been around for a long, long time. It's just that we're quite behind as a country.
Do you
Like,
really think?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
like,
100%.
I know we're definitely not compared to like China and all that, but I guess
Yeah,
this, even
100%.
like Europe, to be fair, it's only just started, like Tilt, for example, only just started doing like Poland.
Yeah, no, because like for example now, right, we're looking at going cross-platform streaming, so
Yeah.
being live on TikTok UK, TikTok US, whatnot, all these platforms all at the same
Oh, so
time.
like global,
Yeah,
selling to a global
but
market.
through
Yeah.
like one device. Whereas like you look at countries like China, they've been doing that for like God knows how long.
Yeah, that's mental.
And
So
it's
we are,
like
yeah, we're actually massively behind
yeah,
considering. But it
well
shows the
behind.
potential in it though, and sort of the
I think it
growth.
covers. I don't want to get my facts mixed up, but I'm pretty sure it covers something like over 50% of like global like retail in China or something. Yeah,
Really?
from live. It's something crazy.
Is
It
that
might not be
anything
like
to
that,
do with
but
like their WeChat thing as well they've got going on? I
mm,
see something to do with like how they purchase and stuff like that.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I know the space is like humongous, and we just want to be a part of that space. Like I said, like our main channel is live. We've kind of worked backwards as a business. We always laugh about this. Like we always say, like the generic business normally gets somewhat runs Google ads or runs Meta ads and picks up from there, and they scale their ads, and then they
Yeah.
go into live e-commerce. We've gone backwards. We've gone into live e-commerce. We've run no ads. It's all organic traffic, and we've just basically learned how to convert an organic customer and trained TikTok algorithm to a point where they push us organic like traffic that actually
Would you
means
say that's a lot more beneficial as well for yourself as a business? Because
I
definitely
would
if it
say
went
so.
organic,
I would
yeah.
say so, yeah. If we was to like we always go back and forth of how we would do it again and if we was to do it again, how we do it. I think there's different ways of doing it. I think if you want to speed up the process, you can sell cheap and you can sell fast and you can get that customer acquisition and you can build an audience like that. But then you've also got to remember if you're going to rely on the organic algorithm, it's almost like if you attract a cheap customer, because we've done this before, then you end up getting flooded with loads of cheap customers.
I realised when we jumped on, we were doing the sort of, I know on Whatnot, for example, there's a few sellers there that are known for doing like £1,
Yeah.
and you get raided by them when they'd finish. And there was
Right.
another person that we got raided by that again would sell good quality sort of items. So basically, when that first happened, we were running things at £1, and it would actually go for more than sometimes we'd even sell it. And then later on, the other person that was doing it for like cheap, and they'll have stuff that's like below like C condition, for example,
Yeah.
wouldn't bid up. And that's when we realise again, like you do end up having, you sort of create your sort of market in that sense, and then obviously bringing it up to you. You're like, that's the risk of obviously doing that. Definitely, if you're dealing with higher quality goods, you could end up losing a lot from that, couldn't you?
That's the problem. But then again, it's another challenge. It's like you have to sell your stuff, right? You can't sit on in the pre-loved world. You can't sit on the same item. You
Nah.
can't because you can if you've got cash. It's all about cash flow. So when we was fortunate enough from the start to have quite a lot of stock, but if you don't and you're starting from fresh, you have to move stock fast because otherwise you're just going to be sitting on the same item and
The thing is, sometimes you are better getting that sale to gain that trust with a new customer that will
exactly.
repeat buyer.
Exactly. So like that's when it comes back to like if I was to start again, how would I do it differently? I would try it and balance it out so that I would sell at speed for a little bit less, but I would also try and manipulate it so that it doesn't look like I'm selling for less.
Really?
You know?
How do you think you'd suss that one out then?
So like at the moment we do like auctions monthly where we gain like our auctions are like insane, with the
Yeah, you do
UK's
well.
biggest luxury auction, people flood in from everywhere. It is massive. It is really, really it's cool. Like it is cool. We list Chanel's that maybe we've sat on for some
You
time.
did sound a little crazy with that though, like not too long ago, didn't you? £1 a Chanel, didn't you?
Yeah, so we
One time,
started a
yeah.
Chanel, for example, at a pound, and it kind of brings it across as like, even though it's sold cheap and we got cash flow back in, it kind of takes the narrative out of it being cheap, because you're having fun and you're
Yeah, of
enjoying it,
course, doing it for
So there is ways around that you can do it without it making you degrading your brand.
yeah.
And that's probably how I'd do it next time.
And to be fair, it's quite rewarding for the customers as well to all have that sort of like interaction on that day, and then grab something at a steal of a price like that as well.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? 9 times out of 10, I think, especially in the pre-loved world, no one even knows how much things are worth.
Oh, really?
Especially when you get a new customer acquisition, like, at the end of the day, it's our job as hosts to train people up on what things are worth, and people should trust the company because we're not going to lie to them about the price on the market. Like from the start, from the get go, our main thing was like, we are the best place to buy a Speedy and Everthorne and Keeple because they're the most popular items, and you can't find it cheaper anywhere else. Obviously, now we can't really say that because like we have to make margin on the
Yeah, of
products
course.
for the company to run, but we still want to keep that narrative there somehow. So you have to train your customers in what they're buying, because 9 times out of 10 that they don't want to go around looking at prices. They want to trust someone, and they want to believe that you've done the research that yourself.
That's the thing. So how do you really gauge your pricing in a sense? Do you compare yourself to other sellers yourself, or do you sort of have like a base margin that you want to run off? How do you really sort of come to that conclusion how you want to price? Because I know your prices can vary on different
Yeah,
products. Of course, I guess condition and stuff can take a play in that.
yeah.
But where do you sort of find that sweet spot?
So funny you say that. Currently, well, like I've been talking to you about
Yeah,
recently,
yeah.
diving into the world of like Claude AI and like ChatGPT. Obviously, it has been a thing for a few years. Um, Recently, I've been trying to build something that helps me with that. So when buying items from any company, they're graded conditionally. Yeah, they're all graded into different categories, and it's hard to try and understand, like, from photos, like if that is either a grade B or a grade A. You've got to decide somehow, and some companies do it different to others. Some price things differently, but the way we price our items is, because we are only really focused on the UK right now. Any seller in the UK that kind of is in our bubble, because I have a few. You've got like Lux Collective, you've got Label Source,
Yeah, of course. Got
like
some big
Fashion
names in
Pulse,
it.
Suitable,
Yeah.
yeah. Or whoever like around. I usually use like a Google Lens to get the photo, put it into Google Lens, do a bit of research on them, and now I've trained my brain over years and years of
You
doing it.
know, off by heart now, would you
Every
say?
product, yeah, pretty much every product, I can kind of, I put it this way: I know when I get a product, I know whether it's going to sell within a week or a day,
That's good.
because you've been doing it so long,
Oh, of course. It's like anything. You put the time and effort into it to really perfect your art. You're really going to develop that skill to
Yeah,
use it to
exactly. But
benefits yourself.
now, like where we are, is like, how do I maximize that? Because it's all good, well and good me doing it, but I can only do so much. So this is where we're trying to use AI to be able
Well,
to do that.
this is where we can jump straight into that, where it's like, how are you going to apply AI now? Everything's changing at a rapid speed anyway. Just with yourselves going with the progress, but
Yeah.
with the whole thing with AI coming in, has it changed much for you, or is it something that you're looking quite forward to adapting into your business and trying to, elevate with it, or is it just yeah, you seem sure.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a lot, isn't
I want to say the last week, the last week, when we flew to Sweden a couple of weeks ago, and this is the power of connections and network as well. We did a stream, like we did a live show from a place in Sweden, and the show went well. Like we did pretty good in the show, but the things we got out of the show when we got back was the guy. He was a CEO of a company who was working with, a founder of a company, sorry, and he mentioned Claude AI, and I'd never really looked into it. I've seen people on LinkedIn posting their skills about it, etc. I've told you a bit about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is it? Like he's really bigging it up, saying like, you've got to get on it. You can get rid of your marketing team. You can do this, you can do that. And you've got to get on it. All right, gone home, thought I'll give it a go. Like I don't really have much time as it is, but I thought I'll give it a go. Downloaded it, got on it. Probably the last week, the whole team, the whole office is on Claude. My business partners like a built a different website where you can connect different streams across and pull multiple chats into one.
That's actually
I'm currently building a tool to help me like do my job better. It's basically, it enables non-coders to be able to code, and it is going to be like, in my opinion, I've never seen anything like it. Like I said to you, didn't I? I've never seen anything like it.
the conversation we had the other day where how when you drive you switch it on and you have a question, like it asks you questions,
Yeah,
and you answer it, and that it teaches it to understand sort of your thought pattern,
yeah,
and then
exactly.
you sort of, it gives then can start suggesting what you sort of need to do or the direction you're going in, and start adapting and adding that to all the other bits of work that you feeded it already. I think that's like, it's just like having a business coach as well, would you say?
It's like everything all in one, like honestly. So what I've done at the moment for context is I've basically given it like a prompt. So like I've said to it, every time I say the words question time, it will spit out questions to me based on my. So I have like when you get it in a chat, you have like a document, right? And this
Okay.
document contains all of the key information that you've spoke about and your goals that you've set Claude, like that agent, to do. So every time I say question time, it will ask me questions to gain knowledge on like buying information about products. So currently, like I'm going through each product like a Neverfull. What are the major faults on a Neverfull? You know, what's the difference between B, C, and B? How do you identify the condition? What would you pay for a B? What would you pay for an A? What was the resale price? How do you work out the resale price? All of these things, building up the knowledge and the documents in the agent, like inside the agent in the AI. So then when I come to build this tool and I say to it, right, this is what I want you to do, this is how I want you to do it, it has all the knowledge in the background of we've trained for the last X amount of time. And I drive a lot. Like my partner lives over in Dartford, so I have to drive over the bridge. My office is like 25 minutes. So I thought, how can I make the most out of my driving time? Because 9 times out of 10, I just sit there in silence. It's like the only peace and quiet I get. So
Turn off
now,
time and
now I listen to my own voice. So I say question time in the car, and it will ask me a question while I'm driving, and I'll respond.
I think that's the thing though. You got to be productive everywhere you possibly can. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's the
Yeah.
best use of your time possible in that sense. Because again, on the things I'm seeing and the things we've spoken about with AI, if you're not incorporating it in your business now, I think you will fall behind. I generally think that's something that a lot of people who run their own businesses sort of needs to take in and sort of adapt in that sense of using AI, because I just don't know how you're going to be able to, the things it does so quickly that even like I know with like I was talking to someone today, Grafters. It was to do with bids. So they help organise the bids for jobs,
Right.
and they don't use it because
Yeah.
of certain reasons, that because you have to like sort of plan, but they also use it for other things. But they're saying that it will get to a point where you wouldn't even be able to tell. But there is like AI tools that can sort of tell if you have done written at the minute,
Yeah.
the things it writes out and the amount of pages they have to do and stuff like that. But it's just like the amount she's had to learn for her job, like on the ball with it, really really good. But it's like, yeah, if AI can just come in and then sort of sweep, I just don't know like sort of where it's gonna like leave
I
people
don't even
without
want.
it.
I do want to know, but I don't want to know. Do you know what it is? I think the quote. I don't know exactly the quote, but there's a quote somewhere, and it's like AI isn't going to replace people. It's going to replace people who don't know how to use AI. You
Yeah,
know,
that's a
so
good
like
way of looking at it.
AI isn't going to replace people's jobs. It's going to replace people's who don't use it for their job.
It's a bit like just the sort of thing. It's like people that they're just gonna fall behind in a sense.
It's not going to replace. It's not. You're not physically going to get a computer to replace a role. Well, you will. You will eventually. Like you will.
I think you will.
But
Yeah.
not. I don't think we're there yet. But I think we're
Nah.
close. And I think that if people aren't using it, they are going to fall behind.
See, I was having a little think to myself the other day, funny enough, about it, and even thinking about, so like obviously being with Waste It, it's a construction job, very manual and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, how far will it go, and where would we be to the point that it even sort of set like, I think I see something that they've invented a robot or something that can put plaster on a wall.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
and I'm not gonna lie, like, again, would it work out cheaper in a sense to have that sort of robot? It goes in there and just smashes it out. I think you'll work for the day, the night,
Mm-hmm.
weekends. You know what I mean? It's not asking for overtime in a sense. And it's like, again, how
A one-time cost, then a bit of maintenance fee. It's like a
yeah,
car.
it's mental.
Yeah, I know.
It's scary. So like, this is the thing though. So like, I think it will take a lot of jobs. Like even with a website creating, like you just said, like
Yeah.
Harry's just gone and created a website.
Yeah.
Like how long did that take you to build Luxos without that?
This is the other scary thing that H says as well. It is quite scary. Like it's daunting because all the hard work that people have put in, like ourselves, yeah, like years. You know how much money we've spent putting into that platform. Like so much money of like UI development, like thought processes going into the page, the web design, each button, each bit of text that's got to be coded in by a manual coder that we have to pay to do that is now just done in an instant.
So do you think it will sort of prevent people in the, like, no, I don't know the best way of putting this, but you know, like again, at some point, I know it's hard. There's a struggle to it. But there's also that thrill and the fun of it. You know, like trying different things, working and seeing the progress, and actually
Yeah.
going. Do you think that that will sort of take a lot away from people, and then to the point that people won't be as creative and like driven to go for certain things, just because in the end everything's going to be sort of done and easy? It doesn't really leave much opportunity for people in the long run.
I
Again,
know,
way in
yeah.
the future, but is that something that we could possibly look at and be like, there is a possibility that it might sort of take that
I
creativity
think
away?
so. I don't. You know what it is, right? It's like I said, like you've got to know what you're doing to be able to use it. Still, you can't.
Yeah,
Like for example, if you're not an expert email marketer, you're not just going to be able to jump on there and do and create a flow
yeah.
like
It still needs to be that
for email marketing.
check-in,
Yeah, you still need
and
to know what a
yeah,
flow is. You know to know how to create a campaign. You need to know like what to prompt the tool to
yeah.
be
Well
able to.
said. Yeah, that's very true.
It's just if you don't know these things already, if you hire an expert in a field in any
Mm,
field and you teach them how to use AI, they're going to get a lot out of it. Yeah, because they already know how to do this thing manually. Now they're just automating it. But if you
yeah.
don't even know how to do it manually, you've got to try and figure out how to prompt the tool to be able to do it automatically for you without even putting things into it that it
So
needs
it's
to
sort of
know.
still at that level where a lot of people, you still need back the knowledge,
I
previous
think so,
knowledge
yeah.
before you can sort of get to the
From my experience,
yeah.
yeah, I know you can like this. So basically, what you can do is people plug their skills into it. So,
Okay.
like, let's say an expert marketer, yeah, would create an agent, and he would give him all the skills and all the knowledge that this expert marketer has had for his whole life or whatever. He spoke to it. He's created this agent, yeah. You can share that agent with other people. So then I can, if he shares it with me, I can ask that agent something, and it will use all of his information over however long he's trained it for, and it will give me an answer based on his information. But the only thing with that is that I don't know how accurate it is. I don't know if people are probably going to start charging for their agents and
Oh,
stuff
of
like
course,
that.
100%.
You know, and I think that good is free.
But this is the thing where again as well, say people can still creating this, who really owns it? Because that's another thing, is it? Because
Yeah.
I was talking to someone else earlier about it. They've created something, but then it's like, say technically the AI has done it, or is there a point where it can sort of claim that it's technically their work?
Well,
Like, is there
yeah.
like a signed agreement
I
that?
know. Yeah, I know
Do you
what
know
you're
what I
saying.
mean?
I mean, the further you dig, like
Oh
the
mate,
more you
it
get
could
out
be
of it. Like,
mental.
yeah, it's crazy. Like, I literally. So like another thing that I created that literally took me the best part of probably a couple of hours altogether total that I've told you
Oh, the,
about.
the tool.
Yeah, the tool. Like, I've never done coding in my life.
Yeah, when you
I've
told me
got no
that,
interest in
yeah.
coding, yeah. I'd rather just pay someone to do it for me. But now I go to the boot sale because you've gone to the boot sale. You told me it was good. I ended up going there, and now stuck with it, and I still go there. And we buy clothes, resell them on Vinted. And one of the main annoying things is on Vinted, you can't bulk discount your products.
Nah, don't see
Okay,
a
let's
ball
try and
ache.
create a tool to do it, right? Asked it loads of questions. It kept getting caught at like the Cloudflare interface. So like it kept getting caught, bot detection kept getting hit up. And I was like, "Oh, what do we do?" You just copy and paste the error messages in between Claude and Claude Code and Claude Chat, and it just gives you a fix, and then finally you get out the answer, and it's like, okay. And now every week it notifies me on my phone to say, don't forget to
Got you. So
discount
it
your
sort of gives you the
products.
heads up,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then you
yeah.
go
So
into the
now
product. Wicked.
I've got like, for example, if we go to the boot sale and I upload all the stock on Friday next week when it's 6 p.m. and the platform's really busy on Vinted, I can get it to automatically drop all the prices and I can give my store a boost.
And
And
do you know what? This is something I said to you, but obviously I know you're onto bigger things. And again, with this thing of not getting sidetracked, but that itself is a tool that you generally could sell. And people,
yeah,
like, there's a lot of people selling on vintage.
hmm
Like, this is a tool that would benefit a lot of these people. Like, again, with what me and Zach were doing
hmm
when we were like going buying all the stock, mate, that could have been a game changer. And now the fact you can just go build it yourself. The thing is, it does take as well a bit of initiative and hard work still. I'm not going to
of
lie, not
course.
everyone would go in there and do that.
This is the thing as well.
Yeah.
Like 90% of the people you talk to probably won't even know what Claude is.
Yeah.
Don't even know how to use AI properly. Don't probably didn't even use ChatGPT.
Yeah. That's
So this
crazy
is
to
the other
think that
thing.
though as well. Like, I wouldn't even use ChatGPT now.
But even when I talk to you, for example, like about the invoices and like
Yeah.
pulling numbers to cold call
Oh
people
yeah,
and
I
stuff
still
like that,
think
you
yeah.
still think, yeah, I'll just do it myself. But
Yeah, that's true.
it's because you're naive to the fact of what it can do. When you actually sit down and realize what it can do, and if someone shows you what it can do, it is just astronomical. Like it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. You could give it a whole podcast and tell it to cut up the best clips. You could give it a prompt from a marketing agency, yeah, who are, let's say, I want to follow this framework, hook, retain, reward, and you could be like, I want you to follow this framework. Give me 100 clips out of this podcast and it will cut it all up for you and give you the clips. Obviously, you've got to prompt it properly, but that is where it is.
Then again,
you know?
trial and error. Keep putting the time into it till it gets it to the sort of point you want. We're
Yeah.
again feeding the agent.
I think the most important thing is like when using it is like you got to use it. You got to use it like an employee. I've listened to Alex Hormozy. Watch all of his videos. Like
No, he put me onto him. Yeah,
Yeah, like if anyone
good.
wants the guru, Alex Hormozy, I would recommend. He even says it himself. You've got to train AI like it's an employee. Like if it's the first time someone comes into your business, they have no idea who you are or what you do. That is how you've got to train it.
That is a skill as well, to be dead honest with you. Something that you have to take time to learn. It's something
Yeah.
I've learned over time. Of like, well, we've spoke massively over it about how you talk to your employee. And again, another struggle is like the friend thing.
Yeah.
That is a very, because like we're sort of them people that we get on with a lot of different people, and we can sort of like just sort of crack on and sort of get onto that friendly sort of level with someone.
Yeah.
And then it sort of splits the difference between sort of like employee, friend, and it does make a weird sort of.
Yeah, it does.
Have you? I know we've had like a few things with that. So like, how have you learnt from that in a sense?
Our journey with like employees is not been massive so far. You know, we're only still a small company, but we've had a few like
Yeah.
along the way. There's a fine balance, definitely. Like, there's a fine balance, and that is probably why, you know, the saying, like, don't work with family and friends.
Mate, I
Like,
know that as well. It's
Yeah,
it
like,
can
and
go
I'm,
up.
you know, it's just, that is the saying for a reason. But with that being said, like, you just got to tread carefully, like, and they say hire, what is it, hire fast and fire faster.
Oh really? Is
That's
that?
that's what they say, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've only ever sort of had like, I want to say, we've only ever had to let go of 2 people.
Yeah.
One of them, like they wanted to,
Carry
they
on
wanted to be
on.
let go. They wanted to
Yeah.
leave, and the other one, at the time, we just wasn't ready for like
That next step.
Yeah, that next step. Yeah, and like we wasn't ready.
I think it's
But
one of the hardest things in business, though. Definitely with the like employing people, getting the right people. Then again, definitely starting off small.
yeah,
You want to kind of create an environment. I know you do as well, and you still do. It's like that friendly environment where work's fun. You want people to enjoy what they're doing and also passionate and want to see the project grow and grow with it.
yeah,
And I think it's very hard to sometimes then, because it turns to that sort of friendly. Like I've had it. Like I've brought in friends with what I've done, and it's ended up that then again it's like when you ask them to try and do something, it can flip on you. It's as if like they don't want to, but at the end of the time, it's like from boss to employee kind of thing goes out the window, and then you also yourself start feeling bad. It's like, oh, am I being a bit like, am I doing something right? And then you question yourself, and it's
hard.
a really hard
not
balance.
easy. Yeah, how do you find that balance? Like it's. I mean, it's not impossible, but yeah, it is hard. You can't be their friend even though you kind of want to at the same
Yeah,
time.
you definitely if you get on with the person as
yeah,
well.
exactly. Yeah,
Crack a joke and all that.
at the end of the day, like within our company, like we want everyone to come in. We always say this, yeah. Whenever we hire, this isn't a 9 to 5. Yeah, you're coming in, you're gonna get paid probably 9 to 5 hours or whatever hours. Don't get me wrong, we're happily paid more. Like if they do more work,
Careful.
don't get it twisted. But we expect more from everyone.
Yeah,
We're a
of
startup
course.
business, you know.
Yeah,
When our business, like we're going for investment at the moment, so like when we end up getting investment, everyone who's put effort in, put time in, is going to take off with us as well. You
yeah,
know?
no, 100%.
Everyone who's in the business now, and if the business grows to as it's growing now in the next 2 years, they're going to be on 5 times as much as they would be if they was just at a corporate company who's already got to that level, because the growth is just it's astronomical as long as you stay with us.
I had a conversation with someone today, so I got let down quite recently to do with the other business that I'm now closing down by the end of this month. But I was to not put them out of work was to carry it on, and I was having the conversation with him today about it, and I was just saying like the way, and I think this is hard for some people to look at, and it depends. It's like I think being in a startup business is a great opportunity to really make a massive impact, but also to grow with it. Because definitely, if the business does well, if you're there and you're sort of the first person through the door, I can't say every business has been like this, but you'd like to think you're looked after. Would you agree? In a sense, if you put the effort in,
Yeah.
or do you think that's a trick? It's a bit of a gamble at the same time, I guess. But I think if I was to go now to work at another company, I'd look for somewhere that's maybe at start level that has the potential to grow, because I believe that you could grow with it. Where a lot of business that are already developed, you're just an ant.
Yeah,
in a sense.
100%.
So
Yeah,
then I tried to explain that to him today, and I said, look, like, I have big plans with what I plan to do and things like that. But at the same time, it's like I'm not gonna keep giving people loads of different chances and then the same opportunities. So I've given you an opportunity here and now there, and it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna keep, do you know what I mean, embarrassing myself. I've done it a couple of times now, and it's hard because again, you sort of get on with the people and you put them at a sort of friend level, and again, I'm still learning.
yeah,
But it's like, yeah, I do think that if you get an opportunity to sort of get your foot in the door with a startup business and you can really apply yourself and work, I think that's something I've just learned it myself. Like, you are capable of pushing yourself that extra bit, but it's more for yourself, self development, I think. Because again, the amount you've learned is crazy. Do you know what I mean? But even in a
yeah.
startup business, you're going to learn loads as well. And there's skills that you sort of carry to wherever you end up going in your own career, if you're with it or not.
100%. I agree. Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. Only thing I'd add is that within saying that, it's almost like you've got to understand when you're doing this stuff. Like I've started to understand this. Yeah, if someone's working for you as a startup, they're risking the fact that you're going to do well.
Yeah.
If you don't do well and your company doesn't grow, then their job isn't there anymore. All their hard work and all their extra hours, all their effort.
Gone to waste.
Yeah, essentially. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you've got no security there either. 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to put them on a X amount of hours contract if you're a
Course.
startup.
Yeah, that's
You're
very
probably
true.
going to put them on a self-employed contract, 0 hours or whatever it may
Mm.
be. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like you're offering someone essentially a path to do really well, but then you've also got to ask yourself the question of why don't they just do it themselves because they're making the same risk. Okay, they're getting paid a little bit of money, probably not great money
Yeah, well,
either.
yeah. The thing is with the risk though side of it, like, mate, the amount of money you've put in, the amount
Yeah,
you've put on the line, the extra time, because again, their extra time isn't 16 hours, 8 hours
yeah,
sleep. Do you get what I mean? And that's
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
able to get the 8 hours. Like, I know, I know you'd be running on some silly hours sometimes, but it's just like, again, that's another thing of looking at it as well. Like, if you're not, I don't want to say it's like brave enough either, like in that sense, but if you're not, it could, I don't, what would you explain it as, like risk? Because I guess there's risks, a bit of braveness, a bit of ballsiness as well sometimes with going in to do your own
I think
thing.
it's your mindset. It's your goal. If you find
Yeah,
a person that is into that stuff and really wants to grow and like as a person and wants to learn that skill that you're giving them the position to do, then yeah, 100%. We've got someone in our company, for example, who really wants to do that and
yeah,
takes initiative, whereas we've got other people that don't.
yeah.
Um, it's just generally about the person. And at the end of the day, I think that is why it's so important. Like I'm learning in a company, it's not about what you can do as an individual. Like that means don't get me wrong, it means stuff. You can probably grow a company to 1 million, maybe 10 million by yourself. I don't know, maybe 10, I'm not sure, but 1 million definitely. Um, but if you want to grow astronomically big, you need a team of
Oh, mate,
people,
team's very
and like
important.
that is the most important thing. Like you can't work as much as 10 other people who are working the same as hard
Of
as you can.
course, 100%.
Like you'll run out of steam.
Oh,
And
yeah. Oh, it's just not possible either.
no, like if we had a team of 5, 10 strong people, like that would benefit. We would grow so much faster.
Oh,
If we
what's
had a
that?
full social media team, like we would grow massively.
Oh, there's another, like, okay, man, we're gonna have to update ourselves on the sayings and all that. But there's something like about like three men are a lot stronger than like conquer the world or whatever it is.
Yeah,
But yeah, I do think, because I think you're quite lucky in the fact that you've got a business partner that's hungry for it as well. And I think that, like, I think you said as well, where I've sort of done things on my own in a sense, you've only got you to sort of compete with in a sense. So you can easily sort of sometimes sort of let yourself off. Where you've got two people, you both keep each other sort of like hungry for it in a
I think there's
sense.
pros and cons because sometimes
Yeah,
I'll be really pro an opportunity.
yeah.
I'll be like, I think we should do this now.
So
Let's
there's
go for it.
conflict in
And then
ideas.
he might be like, well, no, like this is away from the goal, and then it pulls me back. And then he might be like, I think we should do this, and I might be like, well, no, no.
Yeah. So there's,
Whereas you would, if you see something in your head and you think it's right, you make the jump
yeah,
because
of
you've got no one to answer to.
course. Yeah, I see what you're
Whereas
saying.
we're both together and both in it. It's good in a way because we both get each other's opinions on things, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, well, I really think we should do that. And it's like, well, I don't.
Well, they
It's
do say sometimes three is better than two in a sense, just because of that, because then it's a 2-against-1 decision. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, but yeah, I guess there is the thing with two people, then it's sort of you bumping heads sometimes.
Yeah.
But then again, yeah, like you said, I think with everything there's pros and cons. So again, you could look at the one, what would be better, the one or the two? Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's I think it just depends with the people and their mindset and what they're trying to go for. Again, if you've both got the same sort of drive at the end of the day and you can happily put your skills together. One thing I was talking to Zach last week about was actually identifying the skills that you have and the skills the other person has, and then sort of putting them together to fill the gaps. So basically, you're really good at buying, for example, Harry's quite good at with all the tech side of things. Technically, you know what I mean? You both got good skills there that you can
Yeah, of
do in
course. Yeah,
certain
you
area, and
bounce off each
and it
other.
works. And you can also learn new things, and you both don't have to learn it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
If you
definitely.
split
Yeah, and
that.
then like it's like anything, yeah. Like once you know something, it takes you. If you're telling someone, for example, if you want to learn about ads, if you've got
Yeah.
someone who knows everything about ads and he's telling you the amount of
Oh, mate,
things you
you're gonna
jump,
pick up.
exactly, yeah. So
That's what
like
I mean.
Harry's really good at tech, for example. If I ask him a tech question, it saves me going to
Oh,
research it and do all the
100%.
hard work because he's already done it.
And they want to show you as well because it's just only going to benefit and help speed the process up as well, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And if
No,
he
it's
ever
wicked.
wanted to know anything about product or buying this, that, the other, if he just asked me, it saves him going to have a look or thinking about it, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh,
If
100%.
he's in an investment meeting and he needs to know numbers or whatever, like we're pretty close. We're in such a small team anyway
Yeah,
that,
cool. So, mate, you're with each other, like, do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
24/7
I mean,
close
we're
now.
in the office.
Yeah.
God, I don't even want to know how long, you know what I mean? We're always working. And I think that is like one of the key things as well. Like in any startup, like you have to do more hours, you know, you have to put the work in to understand what you're doing. And I
Oh, mate,
think what
yeah.
you've like realized recently is that having like even one business on its own is hard enough, let alone two.
Mate,
Um,
well, yeah, delusion if you're trying to think you can do too, honestly, from a starting point of view as well.
but you've got to realize that for yourself, some
Oh,
way, shape, or
100%.
form. You
Yeah.
know, like and all of the stuff that happens, win, lose, draw, whatever it is, you're growing along the way. You know, we lose all the time, all the time. I buy products all the time and lose on them. You
Yeah.
know, I could probably say every couple of days we lose on a product because
You got
that's
to
part
try
of
it as
learning.
well, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you got to
part of
make
learning.
mistakes to
Don't
learn,
buy it again.
100%.
You know.
I think talking to you, obviously, we talk a lot, don't get it twisted, but I think one of the things you said to me was the whole thing of obviously there's the thing where like multiple people do different businesses, some work and then or a couple fail before one really kicks off, and it's because of everything they've learned in all the other businesses
Yeah.
that gets you to where you can make that next one really perform. But it's not even all about the business, it's about you as a person. You said that the skills you're learning is developing you to be a
You
better
are the
person.
business.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is it.
and I
You
think that's
are
what's
the
given me that drive again to be like, I want to learn new things
yeah.
because it's always going to be stuck with you. So no matter where you go, it makes you more of an interesting person, a better person, more helpful. Do you know what I mean? So that's one thing I'll say thank you to you for, because I was in a sort of place where I'm thinking, oh mate, this is just like too much. But then you turn around and go, well, at the end of the day, you're learning, and it's only going to develop and create you like better and stronger.
Yeah, mate, the only way you ever lose is if you stop doing what you were doing. That's it.
Spoken like a true gambler there,
No,
innit?
it's true.
No, but it is
The
100%
only way
true.
you lose at the game is if you stop playing the game.
Yeah.
You know, don't get. It depends what you think winning is. Like it
Yeah.
generally
Oh, mate.
depends. Like
Yeah,
whatever your
that's
end goal is as a business owner. Like our end goal is to build a company and be able to sell part of it and get a big sum from it at the end. You know,
yeah.
right now we're taking minimal. For that reason, we're trying to grow as fast as we can. And I think this is another thing as well that you come to understand. There's so many things you understand in business, and I still don't understand half of them. I'm still at the tiniest bit ever.
Oh, mate, but
You
there's
know?
always that like every day's a learning day for a reason, because there's always something new. Look, AI has come along. We got that whole thing to learn, but even
Well,
just
yeah.
from the smallest basic things that again we were talking now, you want to learn more about ads in yourself. Much you can go get someone to do it, you want to understand it yourself. That's something else new that you know what I mean. Got to learn. But the amount
You
of
end
things you
up.
got to try and cram into one brain,
I
innit?
know. Yeah. You end up becoming this. You end up becoming the business. You are the business. You are. You know how to start and how to grow a business because you've done it before. It's like anything, can it? You do something for so long, you train yourself to do it, and you just find blueprints and patterns that you need to do. But the biggest blueprint, the biggest pattern at the end of the day is putting the hours in.
Yeah.
That is it. There's no other way you can learn something quicker, faster, better, whatever, than putting the hours into
Putting the
doing it.
time into it.
Yeah,
See,
that's it. It's,
that's one thing I'll go off to now then and ask. Like, if you had to speak to the younger self of you know what I mean, speak to the younger self, what would you advise and the advice you'd give yourself to, you know what I mean, going into starting a new business if you was at the starting point?
I've had this question like twice before.
Yeah. Is it the same answer each time? Or are we gonna
No,
now
you know
you've
what? I
learned
think it
different
does. I
things?
think it does change. I think the more I learn, the more it changes. If I was to start a business again, like what would I tell my younger self
That's
basically
it.
to try?
Yeah.
It's a hard question. I'll definitely be doing something right now. If we're talking right now, I'll do something within the realms of AI. I'll definitely
Okay,
be
yeah.
using AI and learning as much as I can about AI, how it works, how I can benefit from it, how I can use it. I would become like fully focused on AI because I believe it's going to be like
Oh,
huge
mate, it's
in the
gonna be
next,
massive.
yeah, that personally. So if I was to tell my younger self something now, it would be to focus on AI.
See, that's
But
the thing then, I guess. Is that the sort of thing you'd tell people now as well if they're thinking about to go down a career? Would you then sort of say go down the route of AI? Or would
I
you
don't
just be like,
know.
make sure you can use AI in the field you're going in?
I still think though, I would. One thing I would definitely tell myself is like, it's not going to be as easy as you think it's going to be.
Yeah, oh
Like
no, no
that, and
chance.
if that would be probably the one bit of advice. Is like, it's not going to be as easy as you think it's going to be. Regardless if you think it's going to be really hard, it's probably going to be harder.
I think the funny thing with it as well is the fact that you think that becoming like an entrepreneur, doing your own business, all that is going to like get rid of your problems. But do you know what's funny about it?
It
You've
gets
still got
more.
them problems,
Yeah,
problems that keep coming on, and then
yeah,
now you've just got a whole business that's going to bring a load
literally, yeah,
more problems. But again, them problems sometimes are like, you know what I mean, positive things. It gives you things to learn about. Don't get to it. It's not all bad.
yeah.
But it's just like, it's funny to think, like, I definitely realise that my stress levels when it comes to dealing with certain things now, like, it doesn't bother you.
Hmm.
It's just like, all right, solution, problem, solution, innit? And I
Yeah.
think you'd be in the same sort of boat with that now. Is like how you sort of stand back and just analyse things. You sort of do it like a lot more controlled instead of being like, I don't know, like,
Because you've got to deal with so many things on a so many, your emotions can't go boom, 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 boom.
oh mate, you
You just got
can't.
to say, yeah, okay, it is what it is, done it. Let's get over it. Let's keep
Yeah,
moving forward.
people
You
don't
know,
understand it though.
yeah,
You
it's
know,
true.
that's another thing though, isn't it? When you have people that say like, "Why are you so calm?" and all,
Yeah,
that some I think like you do understand that not every problem needs to be the biggest problem in the world.
yeah, no, of course, yeah. And I
Like,
think
yeah,
again, using that logic, yeah, is really important within like everyday tasks in the business as well. Not every task is as important as all of the other ones.
oh, that's a good
There's
point. Yeah.
millions of tasks to do, yeah.
Oh mate,
I've
yeah.
got a stack of letters about that big on my desk, yeah, from like cross-border shipments that are just like that need to be sorted out. And it's like they're tasks that need to be done, right? It's just an
Yeah.
example. But the real task right now for us as a company is selling off live. So what do I want to do? Do I put more time into the real task, or do I just fill myself with all the little tasks around the office? And 9 times out
Yeah.
of 10, my brain tells me to fill myself with the little tasks around the office. So I have to laser focus and think, no, let's do this. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
well, that's a sort of thing as well. Do you think it's the fact that it's like again, you know, we like the dopamine hits in the sense of like getting something like quick flick and watch video or whatever.
Yeah.
When doing a short task, you feel like you've been productive because the longer task, let's say it takes
Yeah.
3 hours instead of 30 minutes, but you could do like 6 instead of the one.
Hmm.
Do you think that's something to do with it, or do you think it's just that? What's the sort
I
of
don't know. Honestly, if I could tell you, I would. I think it's habits as well.
habits? Yeah, because I know, like you said, with
Because
the boxes and stuff like that,
yeah, it's
you
just
like.
like if you, I don't know how to explain it, but like yeah, you are right in what you're saying. Like loads of little tasks fulfill you. But like if I asked you, for example, like what is the biggest constraint of your business at the moment?
Big constraint. So I think it would be sort of getting into. So basically, something I'm really trying to push right now with the wheelie bins, with getting them onto building sites and renting them out. But like, so I noticed that going for one-off jobs, obviously
Mm.
now I've learned going for the repeat jobs. You want to go for businesses, but something that I have that's been working really well for me is like the wheelie bins. Put them on sites, clean plasterboard, mixed waste ones, and you get regular pickups. Definitely for a big site that I'm doing at the minute over in Tottenham, what is the they do a lot of people are doing this at the minute. So they're getting old office blocks where everyone's not working from home now. There's a
Mm.
lot empty, so they're just ripping them out and sticking in apartments.
All right.
What's mental? So yeah, so obviously that's a lot of plasterboard and again a lot of a rip out, mate. A lot of metal coming out of there and all stuff like that. So yeah, luckily I got put on it from Dow. Dow put me onto them, and yeah, that's worked really well for me.
What's the benefits of having a bin compared to like just a normal?
Do you know what it is? So again, it's the fact of getting stuff out. So again, tight corridors and stuff like that. The building, so they fill it up,
Right.
get it
Okay.
down. But there's also cages on site and big wheelie bins as well.
So what do you
Different way.
empty them? Do you
Yeah,
come?
so we empty them. Yeah, so they'll bring them down, put them down on the ground, and then we'll just pull the tipper right up. Boys will load it all up, and
And
then
you're
off
finding
again.
that works for people at the
Yeah, it
minute.
works. Yeah, so we've got another one over in Tower Bridge. They've ended up just having had to hold up for a bit. They did a bit of a rip out, and then they're going to carry on. They're just waiting for the go ahead. But yeah, just it's convenience as well because they've got a place to store it.
Yeah.
Definitely, like in London, there's not a lot of places for skips. Like they've got skips for like hardcore and stuff like that. That with like the chutes coming off of the scaffolding and that. But yeah, for these wheelie bins, it's a good way to make sure things are at the ground level and it's contained.
Yeah.
Where again, I know when I used to work on site, even yourself, you did a bit like electrics and all that, mate. If you don't keep that site tidy, Right, it's just hazard waiting to happen, and it actually can't make some.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's what, like, all of that, right? Flooding back to what I was going to ask you. Um, so like with all of that being said, what was I talking about before?
Constraints.
Constraints. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like you know now that that part of your business is doing really well, and you know that it's going to fix things. So like if you ask yourself like how much time are you putting into getting new people for that?
Exactly, not enough.
That's what,
I
and
mean,
that's the same with
constrained by
me.
the
Yeah, it's the same. It's like I know
yeah,
for a fact, yeah, that I need more people to buy on the website when we're not live. But
yeah,
if I ask myself how much work am I doing to get people to buy off live, it's like, well, minimal.
minimal. Yeah,
And it's like, well, no wonder why. But then you ask yourself, how much time are you putting into live e-commerce? 10 hours a day, every day, more than that. You know, I had a meeting today for 2 hours about it with a TikTok manager. I had this today. I've got plans to go to Belfast in a couple of weeks about it. And it's like, well, what have you done for off live sales today? Nothing.
yeah. You
But,
see,
and
it
it's the
seems
same
to
thing
just
with
like
you,
slip.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
chase what comes your sort of way, and you get
yeah,
distracted and sidetracked. But then it's hard to sort of laser focus onto what you do need, in a sense like that. But then you know
yeah,
it's the goal, and it's the most important task that could open up even more doors, in a sense. Yeah, I know, mate. You're getting from some real interesting and very big opportunities, like I say. So it's hard. Like, I know that you've had a few
yeah.
that you've had to sort of turn down, and some you sort of still waiting on to hit.
Mm.
But again, like I say, it's one of them where you'll make the right decision when it comes to it, won't you? In the sense of where to go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, whatever happens, happens at the end
Yeah,
of
of
the day.
course.
But it's like it's perfectly like as we just explained it there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's like we know as entrepreneurs and like as visionaries like what we need to do, but
Mm.
it's just about putting your mind to doing it. And I think that is where AI will be able to take people to the next level because
Yeah, that's
if
good
you
to hear,
let it
mate.
understand what your real main core goal is, yeah, when you're in a position of like laser focus and you can tell it exactly what you want it to do and how you want it to do it, and you let it do the work for you, then it is not like you and it can't mood swing and it mind changes and it's going there and it's getting other calls from people over there. It's just laser focused on that one task. And I think that's going to be like the massive, you know what I
Massive
mean, like
thing. Yeah.
lever that
Well,
everyone uses.
I guess it's like Zach. I can't remember the question we asked, but it might be like that was it, like the most important you've learned through this journey of doing like the business together and all that. And he said time management.
Mm.
And I guess going into that, like prioritizing time, and I told him about the thing where it's the sheet and like you sort of write out and what's the most important thing and how long it's going to take you.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's something that you've ever applied into your business at all.
I think yeah, I think time management is one of the most important things. 100%. Like for example, yeah, right now, like if you look there, look, so like gym time in
Gym
my
time.
calendar, right? So the
Yeah.
first thing I done with Claude, I've just recently come back from a trip to Venice, and I just ate loads of food, like, and I just
Right, it's hard
been
not to.
putting on the
The
pounds
Italian
recently.
pasta and all that.
Yeah, literally,
Can't
yeah.
go wrong.
Oh, honestly, and I just come back and I thought we've got to get into shape, you know. And me and my partner said like if we look good for summer, we'll book a holiday. So first thing I done, learned about Claude. I was like, right, Claude, build me. So when I used to live in Dubai, we had a personal trainer, and he built us like a big plan. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
plugged the plan into Claude, and I was like, right, every day I want you to notify me on my calendar to update you of what I've eaten, take pictures of it, do my macros for me, tell me what my gym workout is in my calendar. But remember that I'm a CEO. I get up at all different times of the day. Sometimes I work Japan time, sometimes I work UK time. I get a couple of hours sleep, you know, register my sleep for me, and notify me when I'm up. Don't notify me when my alarm goes off
Yeah.
because it could be any time. Do you know what I mean? At a certain time, notify me when I turn my alarm off. So every time, no matter what time it is in the day, if I turn my alarm off, it'll notify me on my phone.
Mate, how have
Have
you
you weighed
connected
yourself?
it to the point of like it can tell like that? That to me like blows my mind. Still, I know like we're gonna sit down and have another conversation at some point because you need to like
It's
fill
just,
my brain with this sort
do
of
you know what
stuff,
that
innit?
is?
But
The worst thing about that, it took
yeah,
me best part of 3 minutes, four
that's what
minutes.
I mean. I know, mate. I know you've been on my case about it as well. But the fact that it will literally put, like, because that's what I mate. Tell me the second the alarm goes off.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
As soon as
this
your
is what
alarm
you're
goes
doing,
off,
and
it
then
says to me in the morning, as soon as my alarm goes off, it goes, go downstairs and weigh yourself. Because the first thing I need
yeah,
to do for my plan to update yourself is go and weigh myself. And then if I miss it sometimes, yeah, it calculates that in as well, you know. It's not
yeah,
because if you ask it to become your personal trainer, it will
yeah.
do things that a personal trainer would ask you to do.
Oh, wicked.
So like you can tell it as well to like, yeah, it's another
I
level.
could do with it, but it's just like your motivation there as well. First thing you wake up, it bang, you know what you're
Yeah,
doing. It's even like sometimes in my calendar, so I have like a calendar app that will send me things in the morning.
yeah.
And I'm in the habit of half the time swiping, but I'll check it when I feel like I need to check instead of getting on straight on the ball with it.
Hmm.
It was like like today I like misplaced the time that was like meant to do. Luckily it all worked out well.
Yeah.
But it's like the most simple thing of like being on the ball with that. Luckily I you know, noticed at the quick enough time, and I got it sorted and got it done.
Yeah.
But it's like, to be in like on the ball with that, and it's sort of reminding you and keep popping up
It's
on your
like you've got
case.
to make it be part of everyday routines. Like you get in the van every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, how do you incorporate that with getting in the van? That's how I thought about it. I get in the car every day.
I think it'd be a matter of sort of letting it know again. Like, so I see this thing that to get yourself on the, but I think 15 minutes, look, it works, but I think it's a bit much. I think I told you about every 15 minutes, letting you know what you've done in that 15 minutes. I think that's a bit extreme.
Like
I think
time
like
stamping
maybe
or
something like that.
yeah.
That's it. So I think that'd be a good thing to maybe incorporate it with like your days. So like the second you got in the van at this time, got to the first job here.
Yep.
This job took me this much. This is how much I made from it. Then drove to the next job. Did that job, tipped both two loads off of here, made this how much it cost, maybe like something like that.
And then you look back at the end of the day and you go, right, how much time have I put into making the bins scalable?
Yeah.
Or how much have I scaled bins? And at the end of the day, if you look at it and you go, well, I've only spent 15 minutes and I've only got one customer, then you look at it and go, well, why? That's why then, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's good. No, even that, I think that'd be a good thing for me to do with like the time stamping on there, because I think
you
that's
could
a
say
good
to
way
it,
go
every
about
time I get in the van and say the word, it's bins time.
Yeah.
I want you to ask me as many questions as you can about what we're going to do and the process of me scaling this bin operation.
Yeah.
And then every time you get in the van and say it's bin time.
Is it basically your Siri now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is it like, do you swap it over or something?
No. I just opened the Claude app on my phone.
Yeah.
Obviously, my phone connects to my car.
Got ya.
So I opened the Claude app on my phone and
it just
press the voice button. You know, like just when you want to send a voice message. And you just send it to it and it just does it automatically.
Mate, honestly, that's the one thing I think I'm looking forward to. You know what I mean? Have someone to chat to as you at the drive, because mate, you know,
you can
it's
change
like,
the voice as well.
Oh really?
You want to turn it to someone
who's your
you know,
voice then?
I don't know. Mine's just the default one.
Oh, default. Mate,
Yeah.
Who
Who are you going to change it to?
Don't know. It would be quite funny.
Scooby Doo.
How you can take that seriously? Every time you're right, innit? It just shouts out. Yeah, no.
But it is so interesting, honestly. Like anyone who's not using it, I recommend it. Like massively.
I think he's not. I mean, what you've just told me in a short period of time, I've woken up to it and gone like, if you're not using this now, people I speak to at like the meetings and stuff like that when networking, you can tell the people that are using it and not, and then it's just like you can tell you can tell how much more hungry they are as well, and like how compared to someone not using it and someone using it, how work driven they are as well. I don't know if that's like a coincidence or what, but I think it's because they're keeping up with the times. Yeah. People are going to fall behind. So like
this
you
is
can
the
tell.
problem. Like my partner, right? I tell her all the time, like I'll teach her to use it. Like start using it because everyone's going to start using it, and you're not. She's like a little bit like caught up in the scare factor of what if I give it my data.
Mate, it's going to be able to nick it anyway.
Well, it's not that. It's like obviously this Claude itself. I think it's worth like 250 billion or something.
Is that it?
Something insane. I don't know how much it is.
That's massive, though, isn't it?
It's something insane, right? Like they've obviously got their own GDPR laws in place. They've obviously got stuff. Don't get me wrong. You've got to be careful where you put your data. I get that,
100%.
But like her company, she works for a big marine shipping corporate company, and her company's like huge. And even like she went to a meeting the other day, and they're talking about Claude in the meeting. This is going to be like the next.
Yeah,
that's. Do you know what I mean? This is going to be humongous. Like people are not going to understand what wave hits them.
It was something you were saying that she does a lot of manual handwriting now. She's got like the textbook, weren't it? You were talking about. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So it's like even that, like speaking to it, and it would just write everything up to you. Like,
honestly, the amount of things that we do, like little tiny things, like in the office earlier, right? Just before I left to come here, Elle, like one of our hosts, stream manager, she said to me, she was like, can you give me all the codes for the Louis Vuitton keepalls in the office because I want to add them all to my basket. So she's going to do the speedies, I'm going to do the keepalls. The first thing my brain thinks now is, right, okay, yeah, no worries. She give me a pen and paper. I was like, I'm going to use that for. She was like, oh,
what is this?
Yeah, she was like, I'm so old school. So I picked up my phone, I walked around. All of our tags on the shelves are facing towards us so we can see things quicker.
Perfect.
I hold up my voice recognition and I go, number 3464, next line. 5428, next line. 3464, next line. And it's done within 5 minutes, 2 minutes. And there's like 30, 40 keyboards. And you look at that and you think like that one task just saved me the best part of 5 minutes, But that is how
mate, it's massive. Definitely when you've got 100 things to do anyway. Like you say, you've got to be thinking about how people are going to buy off your website. You know what I mean? You got to them 5 minutes count.
This is another thing. Like, so at the moment, like one thing I'm trying to do in my spare time is set up a Klaviyo. Like Klaviyo is an email marketing software.
Okay.
And you plug Klaviyo into your website. A lot of companies use.
Is that the basket one?
No, so it all does all different things, right?
Yeah.
So I'm no expert in Klaviyo. I've only ever used it a couple times, barely ever, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah, but we've had a marketing team several times, and they plug into our Klaviyo. They set up like flows, so email flows, so that if someone abandons cart, it
That's
automatically
it. That's
sends
what.
them
Yeah.
an email,
Email. That's it.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. Imagine a time and day where Claude understands your business, right? Where you've created a document, everything about your business from top to bottom. You plug it into a Claude agent and you tell it to understand all this information and become my specialist email marketer according to this
Oh, mate,
information. You
yeah.
plug into Klaviyo because it's got an API plug-in to Klaviyo, and it starts automatically creating you email flows, sending it to your customers according to what products they put in the basket, sending them discount codes.
It's game changer.
It's like you literally take away a
It's even like
marketing.
how it words it can like change more for depending on the bag and who like the customer
Literally,
being like a
and
man or woman and
it's
stuff
going to
like that.
become though. Don't get me wrong. What will happen is right. I reckon it will replace agencies like CEOs and like
Mm.
founders, like small business founders, will
Yeah.
learn how to use it quickly. So it will replace agencies, but then agencies will learn how to use it to a better advantage. So agencies will be using it, and
Yeah.
it will be like you're still going to hire an agency because they're just going to be using it. So they're going to produce more because all of them are using it.
See, this is something interesting that I learned again. I think it was Wednesday night. I was talking to Lee, and we was talking about. I was talking about my business and the thing of like, you know, when you sell your business, for example,
Yeah.
like with me, I think it's maybe 3 or 4 times your yearly earnings.
Yeah,
You
yeah, like
probably
your
know,
valuation.
yeah, that's it, valuation. Yeah, with tech, it's 15.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you have tech in your bit, it's 15. Now, big companies, I think I'm going to use the example being eBay. I don't know if it was, but there was someone doing something with a bit of tech and they got it to 600K a year. They times that by 15 and they just bought it, not just because they needed it or wanted it, just to put a sort of like a stop to it as well, in a sense, not to like, because
What?
someone could have
Yeah.
they
They do
bought
that all
it.
the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like
It's like market manipulation.
yeah, that's something like that. Yeah.
So,
So,
for example, eBay just bought Depop,
yeah,
but I think they bought that. I think who bought it? Etsy bought it
Etsy
first.
bought it and they bought
Yeah.
it like, what was it, 30 mil cheaper?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
And then eBay
yeah.
have bought Depop. Like eBay at the minute, they're so behind in the live e-commerce space. Yeah.
But you say that when I was on the call with them, how they onboard their new customers, I think was quite good compared to other platforms. They do like to walk
Yeah.
you through it, and they're like doing pickings, like they only, you know what I mean?
Depends really. It depends
They
how
did
you
explain
look
it
at it.
quite
Like
well.
from my perspective, I had a call with them today. I was on a call with them today.
How did you find that?
Was
Did you
it
have the
today?
nice backdrop?
No, it was yesterday.
Did they Zoom call you? Did they have
Yeah,
the
it weren't
backdrop?
no nice backdrop.
Oh,
No.
didn't they not give you that weird like the backdrop where it looks
No,
like they're
we
in
had two
a
different
news
people.
studio?
One was in the US and one was somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
it weren't in they weren't in the eBay live office or
Got
whatever.
ya, yeah.
But like their way of onboarding us, yeah, they were trying to onboard us as if we was like we'd never been live before, yeah.
Yeah.
We were trying to explain to them like, look, for us to come on your platform and go live, yeah, they were like, yeah, but you just need to like, for example, if you go live for a couple hours, build up the audience, etc. I said to them straight, like, don't get it twisted. Like, we're not being big headed, but if we go live on your platform for 2 hours in the most prime time, we're going to lose $5,000.
Yeah.
So, like, who's paying for that? Do you know what I mean? Like, why am I going to go live on your platform when I could be making X amount over here? We've got to find some sort of like balance there, an agreement there, where like we can help each other and come to some sort of terms. Because at the end of the day, if we wasn't established as a company, 100% go on the platform, yeah, of course, but we're probably going to go on there, like, don't get it twisted. But for us to put our resources and our full effort into a platform,
it's got to financially make sense.
Of course, we're doing money on
and
TikTok.
also, like you said, with again TikTok, mate, absolutely winning for you at the minute. To also sort of step away from that a little bit could thing, and also it's going off the direction again
of the
like,
website.
yeah,
exactly.
That's
what I'm saying to you. So many people
Yeah.
come to us and they've these ideas and they're like, yeah, go live on eBay. Like we're taking off. You know, they're going to be the pioneers in the space. Great, yeah, brilliant. But does that solve the core problem that we're having? We have too much product at the minute.
Yeah.
We have too much stock that we can't sell.
Yeah.
Yeah. We go through. We do 50K in an auction. We never used to do that. Like,
Yeah.
Too much product. What does going on eBay help, really? You know? We could just create another TikTok shop. It's the same thing.
That's another thing. And you've got the audience already there, and you could split a bit. Mate, it's even like, I know you've been asked on other platforms to do this and that. You've tried it, and again, like the same thing. Again, it's tricky to find that mate. It makes me fair because I think like with me, just at where I am, with like decisions I've got to slowly make, with the decisions you've got to make and the opportunities you have, it just makes it like
they come hand in hand.
Of course. But I can see how it's like again, you're starting to now sort of slow before you, like, you know what I mean, think before you jump. What's
Yeah.
good? I'm saying, like, some of the things that pop up, it's like, oh, like, do you know what I mean? Loads of people would like run for an opportunity like that, but now you've sort of realised that it's not always the best thing to just jump straight into something, because again, the sacrifices that you have to make to do that.
Exactly. It's
Basically,
like
yeah.
it's all well and good someone sitting on the end of a phone saying to you, "Yeah, just go live on the platform." Yeah, okay, but I've got to go and buy another $3,000 camera. You know, I've got to build another couple of grand set, and I've got to go and transfer all my products over there. I've got to hire a streamer and train them up. I've got to hire a moderator and train them up, and I've got to like make sure that my shipping team can make sure that they can post all them parcels as well. And it's like, is that feasible? Are we able to afford to lose? Because whatever business you start, you're always going to lose at the start, unless you unless
No,
you're
no, no, of
lucky.
course, no, but yeah,
But
you
nine
got
times out of
yeah,
10, you trade time for money, right?
of
Which
course,
is a loss.
yeah.
So you're going to trade time there. You're going to
Yeah.
lose somewhat
Oh,
of
mate, yeah.
something.
You're investing into it technically.
Yeah.
You're not
So
just going into it and going to make money from it. Because,
exactly.
again,
Yeah.
the audience ain't quite there as well, mate. When I jumped on there, again, I think we was lucky to sort of have 5 people stay in a thing. Obviously, it
That's
might
what
be
I
a bit
mean.
different for yourself, because obviously you might be able to get people from your, you know what I
This
mean,
is
other
another thing,
following.
though.
Do you know what I mean?
We can't. You think about that as a platform, right? Imagine
Yeah.
dragging everyone from TikTok, yeah,
Oh,
where
mate,
we
you wouldn't, yeah, you wouldn't.
over there.
But I know
TikTok
what you
would
mean.
not
Nah,
allow that.
nah. And the thing is, yeah, you got a good thing going there. Like, yeah, definitely don't want to balls that up.
Yeah.
But in the sense of, do you know what I mean? Like, with just having a platform anyway, you might have the odd person that, do you know what I mean, recognises, you know what I mean, recognises you and all that, and sort of sticks in. But yeah, I didn't think it. I think eBay Live has a very good potential. Now, I think compared to everyone that's doing it, TikTok is going to have the most people view it, because as you swipe, without even wanting to go onto a live, it pops up.
It's the algorithm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly that. And I think with eBay, I don't know, you probably know it better than me, but again, I find how vintage sells now is really, really good. I like the dynamic of it. It's quite, compared to Depop, vintage smashes it out of the park, in my honest opinion, with the way it works. But then with eBay, I just find it so much easier with vintage. So like eBay, I don't know, like you'll know a better thing. You'll be able to tell me right with this and why eBay is probably better than vintage.
Yeah.
But from my personal experience, I find it easier to shop on Vinted and do everything on Vinted. I've never bought off of eBay just for the thing of, I just find it like,
If you think about this logically, right? When you got to the stage that you was at
yeah,
in your vintage journey, let's say, your
yeah,
reselling journey, right? You got to a point where it was like almost unmanageable to do things how you was doing it on vintage.
100%.
So
You'd
you
be
had to
having
move
old,
to live.
yeah,
Vinted is a platform. You said it to me, I think.
yeah. And I did, yeah,
For
yeah.
individual
Gonna
people,
be-
yeah.
That's it. The
For individuals, there is no
C2C
tools on Vinted for a
businesses.
company to be able to scale. They have to create their own tools
Yeah.
to be able to scale as a business. Yeah.
So that's where eBay sort of like excels.
eBay, there's bulk listing, there's CSV, there's API connection.
Yeah, that's
there's
the thing. Yeah.
there's bulk discount availability. There's like boosted listings that are you can put your own percentages on. On Vinted, it's just basic.
Yeah.
It's basic
I hear that.
peer-to-peer
Yeah.
marketplace.
So for a customising customer in that sense, but then to scale business, yeah, 100%.
I don't know if you noticed recently, like Vinted, the amount of stick they've been getting all over LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, because people are buying stuff from Vinted, saying that they never arrived, and getting their money back.
Yeah.
And
Do you know what?
vintage chatbots just letting them have it.
It's with mate, I'd bought a few bits off there, like, do you know what I mean? Just as you do, and they'd be fake. And it's now the thing of like obvious fakes, like you can authenticate a Stone Island like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Obviously, we're at the point where we could look it, but you can then scan it,
Yeah.
and it tells you if it's fake or not. And they've got the cut. Do you know what I mean?
CLG code.
And they want you to still sort of send it back and all that. Me being busy as I am, you wrap it up, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't end up sending it, then you've wasted a few £100 because you just ain't got round to it. Best one was coming the other day. I had a jacket that I needed to send back. Someone has sent it to me. Meant to be no marks. I'm not even going to describe what they've done to this jacket. It was just a mess. And I thought, right, that's, you know what I mean. Sent it to. Oh, we took it to the dry cleaners. Must have happened in transit. Whatever. Except I had to pay to return it as well. Anyway, I was meant to do it on the 22nd. I forgot it. Being busy, was away on holiday and all that. Come back. I need to do that. Rush to the post office, go post it. I only got a parking ticket. I thought, oh, great.
Just don't get worse than that. This is what I mean though. Like they're not built for businesses. They're not built for these type of.
Nah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whereas we're trying to build a marketplace, right? Where if you sold a product, on our platform, it would come into our HQ first.
Yeah.
We'd see if it matched the listing, authenticate it in person, and then we'd send it to you. I'm not saying that's how we're going to do it when we scale because I don't know if that's going to be feasible. But as of right now, if you sell on our platform, that's what happens.
Cool. Nah, That's the thing. So the way I see that as well, like your customer service right now as well, you put quite a bit of time into it. Would you say?
Yeah, we
I just want
recently
to.
just got someone else. I haven't even told you yet, I don't think. We just
Nah.
got one of our our streamer who works full time, Elle. She recently converted into another role, which she also did the customer service because she enjoyed doing it and speaking to the customers. Now, in order for her to like maximize her potential in that role, she has to slowly come away from some of the
Of
tasks
course.
because otherwise her thought process is just everywhere. So like it's the same as what like all of us in our me and Harry, same shoes. Our thought process is everywhere, and it's hard to control what you're thinking when you're thinking about a million things.
Oh mate, 100%.
So we've got someone like external who's going to do a few hours of customer service a day, replying and just focusing on
Also,
that.
also they're not coming into the business.
Not in the
These are
office.
like as if a bit like VA.
Yeah, essentially,
Oh,
but we
wicked.
know them
Yeah, yeah, of
personally.
course. Okay.
Um, So if they ever need to come into the office, there's always like,
Always a space for
yeah,
them
yeah,
to
they can
get
always
jump
pop
in. You
in
can
and
have a
ask us
meeting and
questions.
all that in
Yeah,
person and all that. That's
see how it's
perfect.
going. Yeah,
I
and
think
like
that's a
with
good
the
way of doing
TikTok
it.
shop, it needs to be like that as well because the TikTok seller center is like, honestly, it's like being watched 24/7 by the police. Like you can't step out of line.
Nah.
You know,
But that's a good thing anyway because it keeps you compliant and then keeps yourself also in a sort of level of making sure that
it's the same
you're
as
on the ball.
eBay.
Yeah.
eBay, I think for a pre-love luxury, you've got to be in like the 99.5%+ category of
Yeah.
shipping time, response rate,
Yeah. No,
99 point
yeah.
something is just absolutely ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? If you're going on holiday for a day, we, if you've not got someone who's responsive on there, you're going to lose
That's a
that.
good point. Yeah. Yeah, but I guess it's got high standards.
Literally, it's the same with TikTok. Like, it's the same. If you want to get that algorithm push, you've got to prove to them that you're eligible for it, you know?
Yeah, I think it comes down as well. It's the work you put in. I know, like Zach was pretty much always on the ball with certain things. Like if something come in, you make sure he's sort of straight on it.
Yeah.
We had these sort of odd sort of cases, but again, he tried to deal with them as best as you possibly can. Because sometimes dealing with the public can be a right thing. I'm sure
Customer's
you've had.
always right.
Yeah, have you found that?
Customer's always right. Yeah,
Always right.
I've had phone calls where people come on the phone absolutely fuming.
Yeah,
Fuming, yeah, because I understand why as well. Do you know what I mean? When you're paying a lot of money for
of
something,
course.
you want that service, yeah. But what people don't understand on the back end of it is that we also pay for that product. So it's not like we're making £500 when you buy something from us, you know.
There is that. Yeah.
It's our fault as a business, you know. We
Yeah.
should have been better as a service, whatever the problem may be. We should have been able to fix it to their standards. But sometimes it does get a little bit out of hand.
As the customer's always right. Have you ever had a customer that you just have thought this is just like different gravy to deal with?
So recently, we've had loads of them, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But recently, we've got one that plays on my mind. It's sitting in the office. Our stream's here, right? And then we have like a, you know, don't you, an office
Yep.
separated so we can work,
Yeah.
and then another room. Anyway, in the office, we've got a big cardboard box and it's got a big Louis Vuitton suitcase in it.
Okay.
So the customer come on the live and they told us, I think Elle sold it to them. They told us that they was going to London on holiday or something. They was going on holiday.
Yep.
They wanted to buy a suitcase for it, right? Bought the suitcase, delivered the suitcase. Their suitcase got return requested put in. Elle was on holiday at the time. I'd accepted the return request because the others were telling me that they'd just gone on holiday with it and now they want to return it. And I was like, even if they have done that, we can't just assume that someone's done that. You have to take the return and then see what's wrong with it.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can't just say to someone,
no.
you've took it on holiday
Yeah,
when we ain't
yeah,
even
yeah.
seen it. Got it back in.
No,
Honestly, the bottom of it, this is a £1,000 item. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
no,
bottom of
but-
it is completely obliterated. Like they've dragged it up
Mate.
the stairs
yeah.
and like scuffed the absolute hell out of it. It's all chipped. All the wheels are all buckled and like it's
They're
ruined
just
the
taking
suitcase.
taking
Yeah,
an absolute liberty with
and
it.
they've put in a request to say that I want to send this back. You open it up, it's got all their hair in it, where they've obviously put their hairbrush in it or something.
Ah.
All crumbs in it where they've packed it full of stuff, and it's like
It's disrespectful.
it's just like come on, you know.
So how's that go with you? Because when you do a return, is the money held or is it automatically just put back in their pocket? Is that where you're sort
No,
of at?
so
or-
what happens is it's different per platform. I think the way TikTok works,
so
we
it's
won
through
that case.
TikTok. Oh, cool.
You
got
have to
ya.
send evidence in,
Yeah.
and we won that case. Normally, they favour it. If you're like a big seller,
Yeah.
and they obviously know you're not going to lie about things.
Course.
They normally favour the seller, but they do look into it as
Yeah,
well.
no, 100%. They've got a reputation to keep and all that.
Yeah, but do you know what's saying that? I think they normally favour the buyer actually. But if you are like got hard evidence,
of
then
course. Well, yeah, you've got before photos and then now
Yeah.
battered suitcase. It's
Exactly,
terrible
yeah.
though, really, because at the end of the day, it's
We
again,
can't
if
sell
you're-
that then.
Yeah,
you
no.
know?
Well, yeah,
Well, we can,
but
but
it's
we've
gonna
got
be
to take
sick.
new pictures of it.
or go get it fixed, cleaned up.
It's a
and all
whole
that.
new process. Like we've got to take that off our data. We've got to fix the price
What
of
kind
it.
of suitcase is it? Is it
It's a
does it
monogram.
does it need a sponsor?
need a new home?
Yeah, does it need a new home? Does it need to be looked after? If it's already paid for and all that, you know what I
I
mean?
think you've had enough luxury
Goodies.
recently,
Yeah,
haven't
I
you?
don't. Yeah, mate, it's hard. You know what I mean? When you walk into your office, like this is one thing that's like cool about like Lewis said, that mate, and the change it's just recently had. Like where you say like, mate, honestly, it's mental, right? You walk in and you sort of like it's an L shape, ain't it?
Yeah.
So like you as you look in, mate, you've just got like stock.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like you go through that first door and it's just like, mate, it's wicked. Like because
It's actually got bigger since you've seen it
again,
recently. Again, yeah.
mate.
So we just ordered another 3 shelving units to put up because our sold we've got 2 new sold shelves now. They're on wheels because what we do is we have 2 sold shelves that are on wheels. Everything that sells on the live we put on the sold shelves and then it gets wheeled over to the packing station.
Got ya.
One of them weren't enough, so every weekend we'd fill this sold shelf up so much that we had to stack bags on top of each other. We was like, this is just stupid.
Yeah, I
You
guess.
know, when you got like Chanel bags that are just lined up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just like anyway. Now we've got 2 sold shelves, and we've just ordered more racks as well. Again, like people are just like people want to work with us all the time, giving us stock.
Yeah,
You know,
I
we
know.
work with a lot of companies that want to give us like factory seconds.
Yes.
So like they're like 80-90% off the retail some of these products, and
mate, you got some nice bits from that as well.
Yeah,
I've got to say,
yeah.
like you had a night. Like, I know when you first sort of started getting a few of them bits. Mate, the t-shirts you got were nice. Now you've got a few bags and all that involved. Mate, the connections you're getting along the way of this is honestly incredible. And it's only just you still just getting doors that you got to knock on and open, innit? So it's
Yeah,
still only early stages to what you're going to be able to get in the future as well.
I think I'm starting to slow down in that direction at the moment, purely because we want to focus lasered on getting them sales first.
Yeah,
Got
100%.
too much stock, you know.
Yeah. See, as we were talking just now, I've got a thought. So, like, when we were back in school, now this is the thing. So, like, I know, like, how you sort of with like design and that. I know, obviously, you're surrounded by it all the time. And you're probably not sick of it in a sense, but it's not luxury anymore, innit? Would you say? But back when I remember, like, me and you, we'd hit up Bond Street quite a bit. Not that we was
Buying
balling,
anything,
but
yeah.
but well, we did have that one that I think you had a nice little spend up. You got treated yourself to a nice CP company jacket.
No,
didn't you?
I thought you were gonna say something else.
What? No, what about the shoes?
The brown.
Yeah, getting there the same day, mate.
Oh god.
Same day, yeah. Got them on the old nice little discount on them as well.
What
Weren't
did
it?
I buy a CP jacket and a pair of them?
I
on the
think you
same
did,
day?
yeah. I think it was after your birthday, so we had a
Oh,
little
mate.
walk up there. You know what I mean?
I don't think I bought myself
Best thing is,
that much
the
in
best thing we
years.
had though was matching CPs really, because I had the black ones as well.
Yeah. The matching CP. Do you know
Both
what? I
had
never know
good
where that
ones.
went. I never
Really?
know where it went.
I
Yeah.
must have sold it.
I think I give it to a charity shop.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, because I worked to work once. And I
Oh.
got covered in paint and that. But lovely jackets. That.
Yeah,
Last year.
shell jacket. I ended up
I remember
selling
that
mine
though,
on
the
two.
brown pair of Balenciaga suede arenas.
Arenas, yeah.
Oh
hard
my
to,
god, like 50% off or something, weren't
oh
they?
mate, yeah, I think they were like 165 or something. You got
Oh
them for
my
a good
God.
little deal. I remember you looking at them, go, oh, these are hard.
Yeah,
these are the ones.
The only thing they went with was like black trousers. Or something.
Yeah, mate, you had a full black outfit each time you had them on. But you know, what I mean, it was that special occasion shoe.
Yeah.
But it could have been worse. It could have been like red ZX Fluxes or something.
Yeah.
Can I do the custom kit on
not
these?
the red ZX Luxos.
Oh, mate.
Oh,
They
me
were
and Harry have talked about them in a podcast before.
Yeah, I bet
He said to me, like, what's the worst pair of shoes you've got? I was like, mate, honestly, these ZX Fluxes, I customed them all red from like top to bottom, and I wore them to PE, and like they just looked like tomatoes, didn't they? Like,
Do you know what the thing is? I think red shoes look sick, just not on your feet.
Yeah.
It's like something you put on a shelf, you know what I mean? Just leave it like, because the Jordan 4s all red painted.
Yeah.
They look nice.
It depends what you wear.
Nah, I don't think you can match. I think red's a hard shoe to match.
Yeah, it is.
Let's be fair, innit? Like, what can you really like?
Yeah, to be fair, like you said, like being surrounded by luxury, like kind of takes the fun out of it and takes it away. But I do forget sometimes. I had this conversation with Harry in the office the other day. It was like, when we go on holiday or when we go to these events in London, or like if we're meeting someone in London, like we can just take a Louis Vuitton bag from the office and just go up there. You know what I mean?
Of course,
like,
yeah. Why not?
Like, but we never do. Never.
Nah,
ever.
yeah, but it's
We've
not
never
really
done
your,
it once.
Yeah, but it's not really your. I think Harry still quite enjoys like something. He still,
Oh yeah,
like,
he loves
his
it.
stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think you've sort of to that point where you're so focused on everything. Like,
I think it might be
you've got a
because I
different
buy
style.
it.
Yeah,
It might be because I
maybe.
buy it and I just see the prices that we can buy it for.
Or maybe you don't trust your style.
Oh, maybe that. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's like I think the volume of it just takes the luxury out of it, because
Probably, like, we've
we
seen it
just
all
go
the
through
time.
so much volume.
But I think what you get now, like I know put me onto a few different sort of brands now, where they're like a bit like from Arnie, but like that sort of plain, like even Zara,
yeah, like Reese.
like yeah, Reese, that's it,
Yeah.
yeah. So like stuff that's because I like that style,
Yeah.
and again I ended up, you know what I mean. I'll go that again. Well, I like a bit of Stone Island and all that, but again I don't feel smart while wearing it.
Mm.
But I think that look is like it's clean.
I know what
Do
you
you know
mean.
what I mean?
Stone Island is nice quality though.
I know that sounds stupid because I don't like wearing the polyester stuff no more. It's my gym clothes, so it's a bit like
Yeah.
silly in a sense. Some people think it's silly, but mate, it's an Italian sport brand at the end of the day. That's what it originally sort of like.
What, Stone Island?
Well, yeah, I'm sure on their website back when we was in school and all that, it said Italian sportwear. I'm sure it did. I don't know if I've just imagined that, and that's why I've just wear it to the gym.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
it's just for me, it's nice quality. It's cotton. Like some of them, like even the new set I got with like the shorts and the hoodie, it's quite it's comfy. I quite like
I do
it.
like it. Don't get me wrong, but I do feel like it's associated with that.
Oh, the football hooligans. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
all right.
actually
You're
I made
a
a video
West
on
Ham
it. Do you remember
fan,
the
ain't you?
video years ago that blew up?
What one's
Was
that?
it that one, or was it?
I
No,
know
it was
you did
about
the Moncler Mayer.
Moncler Mayer jacket. Yeah,
The
went
price of
viral.
it that was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
mate, that like you say that though, the inflation in clothes as well, because I know it from the Gucci bags. Even when we, because there were ones that, you know, the ones I like, the style, the Messenger.
Yeah.
That used to be like, I think it was 295. Now, if you look at one of them, you probably know the price of them now. I don't even look at them because it's
What,
outrageous.
the
The
belt
Gucci web
bags?
one, or the belt bags don't even do no more, do they?
The Gucci belt
The
bag.
web ones, the ones that
Oh,
like everyone's got somehow.
yeah.
'Cause, you know what I mean?
Just, I mean, you can probably sell them for like 400, 450.
Yeah, what's more than what back in the day? Like, think what you could buy a brand new one for. Even like the Gucci belts.
Yeah,
You used to pick them up.
they're like £1,000 now
Shut up.
for a Gucci bag like that.
Oh, for a bag, I'm about to say
Yeah.
belt. I think.
No,
I know the
no.
belts used to be about 200 quid, and now
Yeah,
they're
no
like,
chance.
it's just with everything. Like, everything
Hermes
just seems
belts
to.
are so much money.
Well, yeah, they were expensive at the start though.
So much.
What they at now?
Oh, I don't even want to know. Like, we
Really?
buy them pre-loved, like hundreds.
Do you know what they are? Nice belt though. Considering it's like the
Yeah,
H and all that. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's again a letter and it's quite a bulk, but it's clean.
that's the
I
thing.
like 'em.
Like, I just don't get attached to stock like that. I mean,
No.
I think it must be just because I buy so much of it. Like when we went to Japan, I
Yeah.
kid you not, I've never seen so much stock in my life. Like
But yeah.
there is just there's so many bags there. Every shop you go in is just full to the brim of whatever you think. Like
Yeah, I know. When you show me the videos anyway, of
the Rolexes in that shop.
Yeah.
Like you walk in there and it's like every color Rolex you can.
Man, that's what
think
it
of.
was. That video you showed me, they're like all on the wall and all that. Literally, like it's
Yeah.
like what again, like I guess like the watch shops you see like at, like Hatton Gardens or something like that, but like on steroids.
Yeah,
And they're
literally.
that's just they're like, would that be a B2B sort of supplier or was that like a B2C or what
That's
was
just
that?
like a normal shop that you walk in, a
normal
luxury shop.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, so it's like just like customers just walking there.
Yeah,
and buying.
because you was a little tempted, weren't you, though, on a little rolly, weren't you?
Yeah, at the time we was, but we was being good.
Being good, being behaved.
Yeah, but do you know what? Being in Japan's a strange place. Like, I'd like to go back, but
You weren't too keen on the
Strange.
cuisine, was you?
no, the
Struggled
food.
to indulge in that, didn't you?
It wasn't. I didn't enjoy it, but like, if you ever stayed in the hotels there, you get up and you're having like noodles for breakfast.
Don't like noodle.
Not for breakfast.
Not for breakfast.
You know, I just want to have like some. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
but you had
like a
some
bit of fruit or
Japan
something.
pancakes. You didn't think they were all that even too
No,
fluffy.
No, yeah, we queued up for the famous Japanese fluffy pancake place. It was all over
Yeah.
TikTok. I think it was like £20 a pancake, and me and Harry walked in there. You know, queued up for
They
like
said,
45 minutes. I think it was longer.
Weren't quite Cheesecake Factory.
It was like the only day that we did tourism things. and
Oh,
we
is
went
it?
to a place that we didn't even like.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
See, I would like to go to
fluffy
Japan.
chocolate
but-
pancake.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was horrible.
It's a shame, isn't it? Because I think it's knowing what to go there for. Like, I think because I watch like a few travel videos and all that on YouTube, innit? And there's like these street vendors that literally like build these like little like just they build them up at night, and only 10 people can sit there and they cook fresh for you, and you'll sit there and drink with everyone. Like that's probably where you get a good bit of like munch. But then it's like for
There's
us,
this-
street food just seems a bit random.
Weird place, like really weird place. Like at night, there was this one place, and it was like a nightclub area. But you walk down there, and like it was so dark and dingy. Like it was like
Scary, like.
it was like people coming up to you saying like, "Do you want to come in this club?" Like because in Japan, it's like a tradition, for like
The salary man.
gentleman clubs and like.
What's that like? The dancey bowls and all that.
Yeah, well, we didn't actually go in one.
Oh well,
But
yeah.
there was we was on our best behaviour.
there
there was there was these clubs and like there's people trying to pull you in, and it's like,
Yeah.
do you know what? I just never expect that from a country like that, like a
No,
place
I
like
guess
that.
not. Because again, I think I've heard something. They got like the salary man or whatever it is. And
What's
it's
that?
basically like the people that work in the offices. They literally like it's a tradition. Like if you get asked to drink, you got to drink.
Oh,
And they end
really?
up like sleeping in cubicles at train stations in
Yeah,
their
no,
suits and all that.
there is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. We'd wake up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning because we had to do a lot of traveling across
Yeah.
Japan to meet different people. We wake up 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. There'd be someone asleep on a park bench,
That's it. Yeah.
and like they're just absolutely
conked out.
KO'd. You know, it's freezing
Yeah.
cold as well,
Yeah.
and they're just conked out on
Mate,
on
it's
a
mental.
park
Because
bench.
what was that other drink you said you tried, didn't it? The one that was like, it was like potent or whatever. It got added with, I think, the geezer that you met.
Oh yeah, it's a see-through drink.
It ain't SH, is it? Sakar or something?
Yeah, that's it.
'Cause I thought it was it Korean drink?
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. So
Yeah.
you didn't, it's quite sweet, isn't it?
And we also had something else as well, which was a pint.
A
Big
pint.
pint, yeah, of something.
Big pint of science.
A famous Japanese drink. Hon.
Not acai, is it?
No. It's like it's like rum and coke, I think.
All right, okay.
But it's just I think it's white rum
White rum.
with lemonade or something. I think.
Nice, something different, isn't it?
I can't remember what it was.
Was it a bit of you or quite strong though,
Hayes
weren't
didn't
it?
drink it. He drank some of it,
Yeah.
and then ended up throwing up on the way home.
Oh, really?
But do you know what? The places out there are really weird. So there's a tradition as well that I didn't know, that when you're like really drunk and like you can't afford to get a cab home because the trains stop early, you can go in a bar and you can order one drink and then just fall asleep. And because you've technically ordered a drink, they can't kick you out. So we were sitting in a bar. There was two of us, me, Harry, somebody else, and then like the bar person. And me and H were just having a few beers like in the bar. There was a telly on, karaoke going on. And we was having a laugh, you know, just having a karaoke and having a drink.
Having a good time.
Yeah,
Enjoying it.
literally. Like we weren't even.
They love
with
their
anyone.
karaoke bars as well. That's
It
the
was a
thing.
small
innit?
bar, no
Yeah.
bigger than this room. Yeah,
Yeah, and
tiny.
they were just singing along and all that.
And like we was all singing along, whatever. The geezer comes in, he orders a drink, don't even sip it, just goes to sleep on the table. Yeah, like at a bar, like at a stall on a bar. Yeah,
That's mental, isn't it?
it's crazy.
It's different world. Like, a bit. I don't know. I think you've seen me when like with a cheeky little hangover, innit? I'm not really the most.
Then there's other places there that it's pretty cool. Like you've got to experience it.
Yeah.
Like there's a place there. I forget what it's called. I should remember the names, but I just completely forget. It's like there's loads of little alleyways everywhere, and it like in these alleyways there's like staircases that go. One goes up that way, one goes that way. You go to the next one that way, one that way, and you go up this little staircase, and each one's a tiny little bar. And they're called something where it only fits like 3 to 4 people around a table in a bar, but it's for people who are on their own, solo traveling. Or
Okay,
like,
yeah.
to
Oh,
go
the
and
traveller.
meet
Yeah,
new people.
yeah. Wicked.
And like you go from one bar, you say hello to 3, 4 people. If they're
Yeah.
your vibe, you stay with them.
Stay.
If not, you move on to the next one. You go up the next set of
Oh,
stairs.
mate, I love a
have a
bar
drink.
crawl.
It's like that, yeah. But
Yeah.
in the first one we went to, we sat there and we thought, this is a bit weird. Like someone was sitting really close to Harry, like
No,
getting a
really
bit
getting a
drunk
bit-
all
yeah.
over him and that. And then like we was like, H was like, should we go? I was like, yeah. Anyway, someone else come in. I forget where he was from. Where does that guy from who we used to work with? Country who said we was going to go to?
Albania.
No,
Albania.
No, is it
Poland. Who we used to work with? What on site?
Yeah, who used to work with?
Andrew.
No.
Amarillo.
Yeah,
Yeah, Albania.
is he Albanian?
Yeah, Albania.
I think he must have been from like somewhere in Albania or something like
Yeah.
that. And anyway, long story short, we end up really getting along with him in
Yeah.
this bar, random bar, and he ended up taking us all around Japan. We went to a nightclub that was like in a like top of a building we would never have gone to ever, and it
Yeah.
was like this like underground nightclub that was really high up, like in like a really nice.
Whoa. So it's underground but high up.
You know what I mean? Like
trying to think that.
but like
Yeah.
things like that, like that you wouldn't
Yeah.
normally do just from going.
Oh mate, must have been a good night in there, innit? Don't know if you're up or down.
Yeah, no, it's a really cool place,
Yeah.
and linking back to business, yeah.
Yeah.
This is like it's not just about the money, this, that, the other. It's about the journey as well. Like
100%.
our company, yeah, like every month we make different amounts of money. Like we try and make it as much profitable as we can, increase our margins, etc. But at the end of the day, the experiences that we're having and the way we're going, like even if it takes us up, when we first started, we thought it'll take us a year. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah, cool.
Now it's all about the long game. It's all
Yeah.
about let's just stay afloat and enjoy the ride. Don't get me wrong, we obviously want to sell and get investment, and we're still trying to move fast.
Yeah.
But I think we both I understand. I think Harry understands as well. Like it's not a quick, nothing's ever a quick win. Big
No.
wins aren't quick, you know.
You got to put the work in, ain't you? But I think what you said, you spoke to someone and they advised you that was kind of in the same industry that you're in, that enjoy it while you can, like as much as you sort of can in a sense, because again, you don't know what's guaranteed and not sort of thing. So it's like sort of finding that balance where you don't suffer, and if something does happen that you've suffered down the end and lost. So it's like try and enjoy the journey as much as possible. That's obviously business smart.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that's what you've kind of come to terms now with as well. Like you've got like
That's
a
what I
lot
say
of
to
things.
you all the
Yeah,
time. It's like, don't worry about the small hiccups that you have. Like, okay, cool, the van's cost you 10 grand. Okay, cool, this has happened, that has happened. Everyone gets it. It's like, okay, and what?
yeah,
That's the end of it. It's like, and what? What are you gonna do?
yeah,
Give up?
yeah.
No,
No,
well, get
exactly
on with
that.
it then. It's
Yeah,
like,
no, 100%. Pick
it's like,
yourself up and get on.
it's the hardest thing as well because it's like, oh yeah, but it's just so long. It's like, yeah, it
Oh
is
mate,
long,
yeah, it's
but
hit
it's just
like
you
hit,
just got
hit,
to
hit.
keep going. And if you stop, that's when you lose.
Do you know what? I just find I kind of find it funny now in a sense because it's literally like every time you feel like you've got past something,
Another thing comes.
every time. I don't know if that's the same with you and every other
Yeah,
business, but like, mate, I'll get someone in the office and they're doing like everything. I'm like, sweet,
yeah,
like we're cooking. I'm gonna get a driver now.
yeah,
Bang, got a driver. Oh yeah, I don't really like this office thing. I'm leaving. Huh? What do you mean? I've just
yeah.
trained for like 3 months to get that. Bang. All right, cool. Got the driver. Then they decide that they don't want to
I know.
stick with it and all that, and it's like, mate, like, do you know what I mean?
Do you
And
think
then
that's one of the hardest things? Is like finding the right people and
100%. Finding staff, I believe, is one of the hardest tasks, and it's something that you need to do. Again, if you're really good at hiring, I think that could be a real great skill when starting a business.
yeah.
To be dead honest with you,
But then you've got to get to a level where you can hire.
this is another thing. I feel like when you're starting a business, yeah, people are really at a position where they know that you need them more than they need you. But I think when you're like an established business, people need you more than you need them sometimes. In the sense, not with everyone, because everyone's at different skill bases for certain things. But for example, certain people want a job to make money. When you're starting off, you're not paying the best money. You're making them seem like they're doing all the work under there and fitting as much as they possibly can. So you kind of don't want to, but it seems like you make them work as much as you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
in a sense. But it's like because you kind of need that.
Yeah, yeah.
But then when you're at the top, they can sort of like go through the day and things get done,
yeah,
but not
yeah,
at the
yeah.
speed that it would be needed at the start because there's 10 people doing it instead of one.
Yeah, no,
Do you know what I mean?
100%,
So
yeah.
I think that's the problem with definitely the hardest thing when starting a business will be. I spoke to someone today and they've actually started their business and they've ended up with so much interest that they only wanted to do something that was like 3 days a week, and it's now that they're fully booked all the way up for 2 months. Well, it's great. I said it's a great problem. She went, yeah, it is. But it's like the reason she tried to do her own thing, but she's so good at what she does.
That it's
That
got
it's,
bigger than she wanted
yeah,
to
and it's
get.
like
Yeah,
I
so
might actually have to get people employed. And I'm like, yeah, but it changes the dynamic.
yeah.
So it's like, do you
But
want
it's
to make
also
that
like, what
step?
do you want as well? Because I
That's
said
what
to
I
you
said,
before, I've said to you, like, if you are happy with 5, 10 grand a month, whatever it may be, whatever your goal is,
Yeah,
you know you can make that by just going vinted, boots out.
yeah,
You know you can do
yeah,
that.
well, I did that, yeah.
But it's like something in your mind is telling you that you're not happy with that, and it might not be the money about it. It might just be like it's just you just don't want that. Like it's something, isn't it? Like it's something there, and it's the same with me. Like 9 times out of 10, like I say to myself, "Do I want to go to the office today? Not really, but am I going to go? Yeah.
Yeah, but I say that I think you quite enjoy it there now, though. You create an environment that you quite look
Um,
forward to being in. Would you not say?
yeah, I think the reason I do it is to get into good practice because I know
Yeah,
for a fact that when we
very.
do get a bigger company and a bigger office and a big people, regardless, we're gonna have to go in every single day more than
I think
anyone
you need
else.
to be seen. I think that's another thing.
Exactly.
People work a lot, and it's another thing that if you're working alongside them, it doesn't look like they're just working sort of for you in a sense.
Yeah.
I think it's like, all right, we're in this together kind of thing a bit more. We're in the. I think when you leave people, and it's hard because sometimes you do need to take that step back to be focused elsewhere. Like if you need to go to Japan,
Yeah.
you can't be there for 2 weeks, and things
Yeah.
can slowly. Did you notice a little drop in that sort of sense, or?
Well, I think that the office was held down, but don't get me wrong, it was like I think it was like a decrease in like 50% in sales, but that could have been anything, could have been over
Yeah.
Christmas, whatever. But yeah, it was the worst month we had, like December, when it should have been one of the best. I don't think it was because we went specifically. I think
Just
it was
time
just
of
a
year.
bunch of things together.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on.
Well, yeah, because when did you go? When it January, wasn't it?
December.
December.
Yeah, yeah.
What? Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it?
And we
'Cause
went for
again,
2 weeks. The first time we've been away for that long. Like
yeah.
you can't expect it to.
No, of course, it's a lot. It's a big change, isn't it?
It kept afloat. You know, that was the
Yeah.
main thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, another thing like is incentivizing employees as well. Like we're starting to learn as a business, you know, incentivizing people with commission, especially sales, is a big thing. A lot of people want security. Um, it's the journey, isn't it? Like it all started somewhere, and now we're at a place where we're just learning new things all the time. Like I can't believe like that long ago I was in Dubai.
Well, has it gone quick to you then? Is it like that? Or is
Yeah,
it,
like we've been back in the UK for like what,
oh, mate, 2 years?
2 years nearly, yeah.
Nah, easy, 2 years, I reckon,
And
yeah.
like it's crazy to me how I was living in another
I
country for
think,
like
I think you come back end of sort of summer, midsummer, weren't it? Like
yeah.
July,
If I was there
August?
now, do you know where the war's happening now?
Yeah.
Right by Oman is where we was living.
Really?
So that is where literally the Strait of Hormuz is, I'm pretty sure, or like where the cross is between the two.
I didn't know you were good at geography, yeah?
God, I'm not. I'm terrible. But I see it on the news
Yeah,
yesterday.
no, yeah, no. But like you said, it's lucky because is that where it was all sort of where the sort of missile hit and all
That's
that?
where it's all kick. Yeah,
Oh, so it
it
weren't
was.
central Dubai then?
I think some of it happened there, but I'm
Oh,
saying
right.
like that Oman is literally right next to where everything's happening.
God, mate.
Like it's right next to that sort of.
I spoke to some, yeah, speak to a lot of people. I just keep starting that sentence,
Mm.
but in the sense of like Dubai isn't as safe as it sounds in a sense because of just what it's close to. It's like that.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I think.
It's not in a safe area, like in the sense of like Dubai itself,
Mm,
as in like, well, we know like the crime is like minimal because they're strict on the ball and all that.
yeah,
But
yeah,
with what they're like close to, if like things go wrong, it's in such an area where there's like, do you know what I mean? Because you're so there and everything's perfect, you forget what's around you. And it's like I think that someone's saying like it actually is in quite a bit of a target zone of like that if things went wrong,
in
it
the
would be
area.
yeah, it would be affected. And it's
Yeah,
like people you wouldn't consider that when you're there because it's like it just seems like
it's like a peace place.
yeah, yeah, say like you like mate, what you tell me because I still haven't been, but it's definitely on the to-do list as you
Yeah,
keep
we need to
saying.
get out there.
Yeah, well, yeah, you've sold it to me, so when the time's right, definitely need to make the a venture over. I reckon.
Yeah,
But
I think that was probably one of the most crucial parts of like our business as well. Didn't really do much while we were there. The whole plan was like taking it way back now, way back. Like probably should have said this at the start, to be honest.
yeah,
But taking it way back, like after me when me and Harry did all of this, like in the down the end of the garden, you know, like the real startup
yeah,
hustle stuff. All of our friends were going out. Um, you know this
yeah, of course.
every weekend, drinking, doing drugs, up till 3, 4 in the morning every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I found myself on my birthday. I think I went on like a 3, 4 day bender.
Oh,
Do you remember that on my birthday?
yeah, heavy one.
Yeah, and I just said to myself, you know what, like, what is going on? Like, what is
That
going
was
on
at the
here?
wake up moment you're at.
Yeah, it was just like, what is going on here? I don't even know when the wake up moment was really, but me and Harry both said to each other, we're going to put £1,000 aside every month until we reach, I think it was about like 6 months, 7 months, maybe longer, a year
Yeah,
maybe, until we reach a substantial amount of money in a pot, and we're going to go to Dubai. We're going to move away from everybody and just we're going to focus.
yeah.
We done it. We moved. Took the money with us. Took credit cards with us. Got 25 grand worth in debt. We ended up living in Dubai City, in a place called Dubai South. We was living in Dubai South for a month, maybe 2 months. I forget what it was exactly. Things were going amazing, yeah. Like we was really in shape. We had a personal trainer. We was hitting the gym
Oh,
every
mate,
day, twice
yeah,
a day.
at
We
the
was
peak.
smashing gym like
Yeah.
crazy. Going to beach clubs. We was living it up, loving it, yeah. But neither of us had a job. You know, we was working on the business, but the business weren't making any money. What we was doing, we was building, and learning, but wasn't making any money.
Yeah.
Anyway, a couple of months go by. We end up moving because the city was too expensive, and we just kept going out every day. We end up moving to a place called Resale, which is near Oman, and we got a house there for a year. A massive house. It was huge. Like I
It
showed
was
you
a nice
pictures of it.
property.
Yeah, it was huge. Harry's cousin come out. One of our friends, Bill, come out. Like, and we just worked every single day
Mate,
up
you
there,
was on Grafton.
learning everything
Whiteboards on the
about.
wall.
Yeah. Learning everything about business. Like the whole office space was like covered in whiteboards. Like all we did was focused purely on business. We did content all the time. We paid for an agency which was 5 grand for the month, and that was a lot of money to us when we're not working.
Can I add something that I think you always forget
Mm.
when you did this? Because the one thing is because you was actually gotten to the point where you was selling product when you was out there, but it
Yeah.
was happening back here and how you was doing it. So that's something you always like. I feel like you forget about like the operation you had sort of going on there. Do you like?
Yeah, so what we
like-
did was we employed someone like a virtual assistant online.
Okay.
And essentially what I'd done first and foremost was we found a little bit of a gap in the market where on a platform called Vestia Collective, there was products that were selling quite well, but on Vinted they were cheaper.
Yeah.
What my job was, what I found over the time was to analyze which products that was happening with, and we would essentially buy, first and foremost, we would buy products on Vinted, send them to family and friends, get them to take pictures. Like Harry's sister would clean them up, take pictures. We'd try and work a magic around to see if it actually, you know what I mean, to try and get it to work. Honey would post parcels for me all the time, my partner at the time. And we ended up building it up to a scale where we was like, and this is where like automation came in and Harry's tech side come in as well. I was more of like the manual worker in the sense of like I would do the manual working and kick it off. I did like hundreds of hours training myself and Jahara, our personal assistant.
He's still on board with you now.
Yeah. Longest employee.
Yeah.
Training her how to come across products and that would sell, just like in the market.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Of like looking through sold data, analyzing, scraping competitors, sold data, etc. At the time, it was Balenciaga sock runners that were really good. Valentino rock runners that were really good. There was
Christian Louboutin ones. You actually did sell for quite a while, but I feel like that whole market's gone.
Yeah, Christian Louboutin ones that did really well at the time.
Prada polos.
Yeah, all different stuff. Anyway, we ended up going from buying the stock to focusing on uploading the stock. So Harry would build scrapers to scrape products from Vinted and put them onto Vestiaire. So when they sold on Vestiaire, we would get Jahara to notify the Vinted buyer, purchase the product, get it sent to back home, and then get it shipped straight to the Vestiaire buyer. So we would make the margin in between.
Yeah.
So we'd make like upwards of like whatever. Anyway, in the end, we was like, you know what? Why don't we just do this for other people who are not on Vestiaire? So we got Label Source. We started uploading Label Source's products from their website onto Vestiaire Collective at £100 margins, and we was able to return their products if they got sent back. So we was making 100 quid across, and we do it. We have like connections with suppliers now who let us do it on our platform. Yeah. So like we sell other people's stuff.
In a sense.
Yeah. So like all of that stuff that we did then. And that's when we really started making money. You know, we was making a good amount of money. We came back to the UK. We both got jobs, and we got contracted for Tilt as well.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
We was working at Tilt full time, and then we bought our little office, didn't we? So we were streaming out of Harry's
Howard.
Yeah, first and foremost, we were streaming out of Harry's room for about 3 months, probably longer, and then we bought an office in Harold Wood, which was like a box room. A sweat box at the top of no aircon.
Yeah, and you drop the parcels out the window to catch.
That's it. Yeah, we'd make it easier for ourselves. So we'd have someone at the bottom. We'd drop the parcels out, catch them at the bottom, put them in the van, and it was just tiny. Like it was just like proper like startup graft mode.
But mate, to be fair though, like that whole story, like I feel like you forgot that period in it. I always remember it because like technically, that's what set everything off. The knowing that the reselling was like work, and I'm not gonna lie, the fact that you like again from Vinted to the Vestiaire thing, like such a massive point in your like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like when you think back to that, like it's like quite
when we started
mad
making money, and it was like we went from making, I'm not even joking, like 40-50 quid on a product here, and then I'd remember coming from my bedroom and going into the office where Harry was and be like, we've just made 70 quid on a product. And it was like, are you joking? No, he was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, do you get the body out? I was like, yeah. I was like, get the body out. And then the phone would ping again. We'd be like, oh, it's sold another pair of Valentinos. It was like, no. I was like, yeah. I was like, should we buy them? I was like, yeah, go and buy them. I was like, oh, because obviously when they'd sell, you'd have to buy them.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So you'd get excited when they sold, but then sometimes what would happen is when you keep doing it, you'd obviously come up with like problems.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes what would happen is that they'd sell, but then you'd go on Vinted to buy it and it'd be sold already.
Yeah.
So like, because we didn't have a scraper to pull them off automatically. And at the time it was like, this is gold. Like we was both sitting here saying like, oh my God, like we can get like 25 personal assistants uploading all day long. Like we can scale this to £1 million. Yeah. And then like when we got hot, like we come back from Dubai, because it was just getting too hectic. Yeah. And like
the amount of stuff you're getting in through the door and then getting
we couldn't expect family and friends to do it. It was like silly. Yeah, it was silly. And we ended up going, then it ended up going from, so it started in the end of my garden, then we ended up going back home, and then it ended up in the end of Harry's garden. It turned his games room into a bloody stock room.
And the cinema room was the, what's it called? I remember you did the Christmas stream in your, what outfit was it?
Santa outfits, outfits.
No, I got the picture. Grinch, that was it.
I got
Grinchy.
And then we did, then we started the streaming, obviously. Yeah, I mean, like all different things. Like we wanted a buyer at the time, so we called up a buyer and tried to get like her like knowledge off of that, and then we learnt off of that.
I think that was a good step when you reached out to them. You learned that. One thing I want to go back to though, with the label source thing.
Yeah,
they reached out to you, didn't they?
Yeah, he actually got the ump with me.
I
He actually
thought
got the
so.
ump with me, yeah.
Yeah, he thought he
He
clocked onto
messaged
what
me
you're
and he
doing.
said, "Oh mate, can you stop putting your products on Vestiaire?" But at that time, we wasn't bothered about it anymore because
Nah,
we
of
were
course,
selling
you
so
moved
many
on,
of
weren't
other
it?
people's
Yeah.
products. It's like we don't
I
care.
think that's
Take
quite
them.
a funny little thing because at the end of the day, I don't know why. If his products are selling for the price he wants anyway.
They was already on there though.
Oh, so was it
So we
like?
were selling his products at a better price. So people were getting confused. They were like, "Why is your product on there twice? One for 300 quid and one for 200 quid."
Oh, really?
Thus, people were choosing to buy the expensive one because they
Thought he was
didn't. Yeah.
hustler.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's mental. But
yeah, I
yeah,
mean, he reached out to us. Yeah, actually.
yeah, funny.
But
When all that come through, I thought.
yeah, but now looking back at it, like we used to sit there. This is why I always say, like to you, for example, like where you are now, like it don't matter. Like, because
Yeah,
we used to sit there, we used to look at Lux Collecting label tools and think like, how are they doing that? Like, how are they doing these videos? How are they making this much views? How are they doing it? Now we've gone from in a year, we're above all of them.
yeah,
In terms of TikTok, yeah,
yeah.
on live, we're above all of them. And that now they look at us and think, how are they doing
How
that?
they doing that? Yeah.
And all we did was stick to something and work at it every day as hard as we
I
could.
think that's the thing as well. So I know, like, with how they scoured their thing, it kind of got a bit sidetracked. Like, they went techie, didn't they, as well with some of it? But like, you have definitely focused in that lane, and you've still kept that your
I mean,
goal.
we are the top of live e-commerce for a reason.
Yeah.
Our whole business is live, you know. Like we
Yeah.
are. That's what we do. Good. That's what we do well. You got to think when we started, yeah. When me and you did it, back then,
Yeah.
there was even something that just clicked. I don't know what it was, but something clicked about how I could. I just knew how. I don't know what it is, but I can convert someone on a live,
Yeah.
and like
'Cause
that just clicked. And because I could
yeah,
do
you're
that,
good in front of the camera with it, I've got to say.
I think it was probably because Dubai as well. Like we did a lot
Oh,
in
you.
Dubai. Me and Harry, like we did a lot of like training ourselves in
Mm.
terms of rejection stuff. We'd go
Okay.
out. Like Harry had these. He printed off like these rejection stickers, and they were like things where we would go out like to the mall,
Yeah.
and you'd get a rejection thing,
Yeah.
and it would be like it would ask you to do something that you could get rejected on to get over the
Okay.
fear of rejection.
All right.
So
Okay.
like I had to go up to someone and be like, "Do you need help with your shopping?" Like in the middle of a supermarket. It was so random.
Yeah.
He was in the freezer. I was like, "Do you want help with that, mate?" And just to be rejected, like to say no, obviously not. That's well weird. And then just to
Yeah.
go on my day, like rejection therapy, like
Ah.
thing it was called. And then like that kind of helps in a sense of if you're on live and you're talking to someone, and someone says, "Oh, I don't want that product."
It's all right, mate. Don't stress about it.
No worries, mate. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty others out there. I'm sure someone else will want it. Completely understands it's a lot of money. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, it's good. I guess it helps with the sales and stuff like that now to deal with sort of like
It's
even that sense,
confidence.
yeah.
It's everything all in one. And I think that's what. Obviously, this isn't the end goal. The live ain't the end goal. But like where it's got us so far is obviously.
Oh mate, it took you, like I said, opened doors, gave you experience, grown the business, got a lovely office out of it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
all
it's allowed
that's-
us to do things that we wouldn't
Oh
have been
mate, it's
doing.
honestly wicked where you've gone with it. The funny thing is as well when you first, because was Tilt, you say Whatnot was the first one, weren't it? Sort of doing the live sort of selling and all that, would you say? And then Tilt
Yeah.
come along with it. And when you first had that opportunity, when it come to doing live shopping, what was how did, because I know sort of how it sort of went in a sense. So what was that sort of turning moment where you thought, right, this is, because I think you sort of see the opportunity in it, didn't you, in a sense? And it was a bit like, but it was so new that it was like, where could it, because even the apps weren't developed to a point where they are now either.
Yeah.
Like how posted, like it could have been a ball ache, like getting your item onto the store, like Whatnot only just put a feature on where you could just take a picture of it and like buy on screen.
It's
So like,
developed a lot since
Yeah.
then. A lot. I think to be honest, I think it was literally like a bit of fun in it as well. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't so much about sales at the time. It was, don't get me wrong, but it was like we wasn't really doing much else anyway to make money at that time, apart from like working. I was working with your dad when at
yeah,
the time.
that's it, yeah.
So like any way we could sell product or get in front of the camera, any shape, way or form, we would just do it. And like at that time, it was just a really good opportunity. Until, funny enough, at the time we was doing it, the stock we was buying, like the Prada polos, the
Yeah.
Burberrys, all
You
that.
you started stepping into the Louis Vuitton at that point. I know you had Neverfalls at mine that you wanted to show on camera
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Speedies.
And we was
Oh,
doing
you had
well.
them with a box and all that as well. Good prices.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
what I
some
mean.
they've
And we was
done-
doing
yeah.
well. We was doing really well with them. And then I think TikTok, H actually signed us up to TikTok. And we actually, at the time, you had to have a certain amount of stock to go on the platform. So we actually had to take pictures of our stock in 7 different locations just to prove that we had more stock than we did. So
You got to have that mindset,
yeah,
though,
yeah,
innit? You got
yeah.
to think quick
Anyway,
on the feet.
we
Yeah.
got on there, and like from the get go, I think our account manager must have thought we was absolutely nuts, because from the get go we was like, we're going to take this space.
Yeah.
Like, we are, whether you like it or not, we are taking this space. Like,
Yeah.
and from literally from the get go, all we did from the get go was, how far are we behind Label Source? So where are we? Are we near Lux Collective? Like, are we far from them? And every time it was like, you're number 2, you're like, you're number 4, you're number 3. And then we had
Creeping
leaderboard
in.
at one point, but they got
Yeah.
rid of it. And
Yeah,
we
I remember-
crept up that leaderboard so fast. And then, yeah, like I said, I think people just fell in love with the way we are. We're so common on the live as well.
Yeah.
Talk to us like normal people.
That's
You know,
it,
you haven't got to
yeah.
be sold to. Like, when you walk into a shop at LV, you feel a little bit obliged to buy. With us, you don't. We do sell, as in, like, we are good sellers. Like, we'll convert people. But we make people feel like, if you don't want to buy, don't worry
Well,
about
the thing
it.
is, you're talking on there as well, and you're talking about the bags. You know what I mean. Not only are you just there to sell, you're also there to put on a bit of a show. I know we've spoken about things earlier today about future things that you plan to sort of do, in the sense of like to sort of engagement and stuff like that. Well, I'm looking forward to. I won't talk about now. I'm looking forward to the decisions you make on that.
Yeah.
But like I say, big things are still on the way. For like I said, you're still only just getting started with it, innit? And there's big things coming, and
Oh, yeah,
there's a lot
100%.
to look forward to.
Only UK, so
Well, this is it.
when
Yeah.
we go
So
Europe and US, it'll be different.
no, man. I like I say everything. Man, I appreciate every time we have our conversations, and you know what I mean. You always sort of give me the sort of best advice to push forward. Like I say, you've got a lot more to give. I'm 100% sure of that. Do you know what I mean? You're learning at a rapid speed. Just
We'll
as
have
you go.
another one of these in a couple of months, and
100%.
it'll be like it'll be 100 million things happen for both of us. You know how fast it moves.
Exactly that. And I'm like I say, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward where we can sort of be in the future with it all. I really appreciate you jumping on this pod, Lou. Thank you very much.
No, no
Luxos,
worries,
Lou. Gonna make that name
Thanks for having
stick.
me.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. That was Minding Your Business podcast. Thanks for Lewis for stepping on, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much.